Oh, this looks like shit. Ahoy, crypto pirates. Hey, it's Captain RG3, and this is your Discourse Syndicate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My buddy DC Crypto's not here. Let me see if I can unfuck this camera. Holy moly, this is looking bad. Let's see here. Don't know why we are looking so bad. Let's see if we can turn up a little bit, and then now it's, of course, it's screwed up. Yeah, everything, cameras all jacked. You know what? My kids were in here. Probably screwed me all up. Let's see here. Focus is still screwed. Oh boy. All right. Well, let me mess with this just for a second. I'm not going to get too crazy with it because really doesn't matter how well you guys see me, right? Let's see. Boom, boom. Let's try this here real quick. Is my make sure my mic's good? Yeah, okay. Usually I'm talking like this, the mic's off too. All right, that's about as good as it's gonna get, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Well, welcome, crypto pirates. How in the hell is everybody doing out there? Let me jump in the chat room and see what's going on. All right. Chat, there we go. You're good. Sounds great. Hey, good. Not muted for once. How about that? Look at that. Trustless. Okay, I got your number. Not muted for once. All right, good. Everything's on. So, thanks for the diamond there, 11 Hex. Appreciate that. 2 diamonds. Great day for a live stream. It's always a good day for a live stream when we're just talking about Hex, right? I mean, come on. What can be any better? Today, we are going to be qualifying everybody. Let's see. You need a backlight between you and your screen. Yeah, I need something. Let me see what we got here. Man, the focus is just horrible today. Sometimes it's saying, but I'm working on getting new equipment, guys. And I've been saying this for a long time, but I really am working on getting better equipment. And part of it is Dlive is hasn't sent me my lemons in dollars yet. I'm trying to get them to, I don't know what's going on. It's getting held up there. Is maybe Justin's gatekeeping me, doesn't want DS to upgrade his stuff. Come on, dude. Give me my lemons so that I can get a new camera, get a new microphone, get my background finished so that I'm not on this crazy weird green screen. Get some better lighting. The lemon scam. Yeah, they think they're lemon scamming me. So what do we got? Hey, RG, how's it going? Hey, Sammy Bow Chicka Wow Wow. She's in the chat. Welcome. DeMichael Wong, beautiful day. Hex Whale Steak started successfully, touched a penny again. So we went up and we tickled a penny, and the whale steak went through, guys. I just saw that. The whale steak went through. The Leviathan whale, 900 million for a 5,555 day steak. That's confidence in the system right there, baby. That is confidence. That is awesome. Let's see who else we got. Dang, release them lemons. I am going to release the lemons today. And first of all, let me put some more in the chest because today I am not at my granddad's house. So I'm here at home with the equipment that's not working so well, to be honest. But let me put some lemons in here. And boom, we're gonna pump the chest up tonight so that you guys can get some lemons from the chest. Hextoshi, thank you for the diamond and the lemons and the ice creams. So anyway, tonight we're going to have a guest, and I don't know if you guys have seen his stream yet, but it's another Hexkin who's streaming, and he's doing a kind of like a a stream where it's a take on your mental health, because I think that he is a mental health professional. So I'm a little worried to have him on the show because I'm not one of those people that's all there. So maybe he might, try and get the captain locked up or something. I don't know, but we'll try not to have him evaluate us. That's for sure. What else do we got going on in the chat? Hey, dangerously stupid. Hello. Sig Hex. This chat is whack. Doggone right it is. Serena. Oh, that's cute. That's a new deal there. Looks like a hex meteorite. So that's everybody. Because you're a little mental. Yeah, kind of. I saw you sent me a message, Johnny. I'll check it out here in a minute. I just didn't grab it. I haven't thrown the link out to everybody yet because we do have a guest on that I want to talk to. If anybody's seen DC Crypto, I'm going to have to call him, but tell him the show started and he's supposed to be here. And I don't know where he's at. Anyway, anybody drink this stuff? Kombucha. It's really, really good. I don't know. I at first I didn't like it. It's like a fermented tea, but it's supposed to be really good. It's got polyphenols and electrolytes and enzymes and stuff for your gut health, because sometimes my stomach's not always right. So I drink kombucha. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring our guest up and we're going to talk to him and see what he's got to say. He's got a whole bunch of stuff lined out that we're going to talk about, and we'll see how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Hexicanos of all kinds, this is our new cutthroat, or our new pirate, Matty Allin. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Sounds good.
Awesome. How do you like this shirt?
That is nice. Another Hex shirt. Another Hex shirt. Did you make that one? Have it made or what?
Yeah, I picked it up from the mall today, and the owner of the company was questioning me about Hex. He was very impressed by the logo, to say the least.
Oh, he liked the logo, huh? You know what? That's, from soup to nuts, Hex has the best shit. I mean, our colors, our name, our logos, our websites, everything is just freaking bananas, man. Hex has just every facet of Hex is just freaking perfection. I mean, my hat's off. Great job, Richard, on all putting everything together. And some of it kind of like just fell together.
Thank you, Richard, for the logo and the project and everything.
And the gains and the mad gains. Thank you for the mad gains.
Oh, yeah.
So, Maddie, I've watched your show. I watched the first one, and then I saw you again. I think you've done about 3 or 4, right? Or have you only done 2? Because I saw 2.
So are you speaking of the cameos or the Hex Therapy?
I think the Hex Therapy, I saw 1 full show, and then I seen some cameos.
Okay, cool. Well, I wanted to get some feedback on the cameos, if you don't mind.
Well, which one are you in particular talking about? I mean, what do you every Hex, anybody who puts anything out in Hex, I like. So what are you asking for?
Well, I'm wondering, like, which one was your favorite?
Of all of the stars that put their 2 cents in or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of liked Vincente Fox. I mean, that one was that was big, man. That was a big one. That was cool. That was
he
really,
did it
really
on
cool.
his birthday. It was his birthday when he did the cameo.
I thought that was big. You know what I mean? I thought that was really, really big. So explain to me how that works.
Well, he told the story, the 55th president of Mexico, right? He served from 2000 to 2005. And he tells the story in his thank you, shout out to Richard, about how he worked his way up. Don't get confused, because he worked his way up from a delivery driver for Coca-Cola to the president of Coca-Cola
Mexico.
And then the president of Mexico, the country. So pretty
He's a
amazing
badass.
story.
He's a badass.
And the way he did that was by delaying gratification, right? Is
Yeah.
what he says. And so Hexicans know something about that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So how does that whole thing work? They're basically guns for hire. Is that what it is? Or
Yeah, so there's a app out there called Cameo, and you can pay celebrities to do a shout out to a friend or for a brand or a business. It's significantly less money to do it for a friend. So that's why the 3-sentence scripts that I wrote were focusing on thanking Richard, and I didn't want any of the celebrities to have to worry about endorsing something that they didn't know anything about. So I thought that was a better angle to work on it. But Eva Elfie, she didn't mind saying Hex out loud.
Right on. Cool. No, I didn't know. I know that I've seen these cameos before. I didn't know how it exactly worked or whether or not they had to have some type of an endorsement clause or something like that, or because I did notice that they were talking about Richard. So I guess that's kind of their way around that without it being a product endorsement.
I've got one more that I've got money down on right now, and I'm really hoping that this celebrity will do it. I'm not wanting to ruin it here just yet, but if it goes through, I think people may like it the most of all.
Cool. Right on. Well, no, thank you for that. I mean, that was out of the goodness of your pocket that you did that. So cool stuff. How come I don't see them more? Do they only post them a certain amount of times, or do you get to post them, or how does that work? It's your property now, or what?
I read the terms and conditions of the Cameo app, and they don't have any rules against reposting or adding some context to the video.
Yeah, keep running those damn things, man. Keep running them. I mean, the Vicente Fox one was really like, for me, that was like, wow, man, this guy, like you said, he was a freaking president of Mexico. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got some freaking clout, man. The guy worked his way up through Coca-Cola from, sweeping floors to becoming the president. I mean, the guy ain't no joke. So, I mean, that was cool.
And then of course, Kevin from The Office, amongst my friends is a favorite. And it was just luck that his character on the show, a gambler who, kind of builds between the different seasons. He says, I guess when Michael Scott is getting ready to jump off the building, you're not sure whether he's just seeking attention or not. And so Jim and Pam are having a side conversation, and Jim says, well, it's probably 10,000 to 1 that this is a real problem, right? This is a real mental health crisis. And so Kevin jumps in and says, well, I'll take those odds. Whenever somebody gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it. Right?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I'm getting messages coming in. I don't know what happened to DC. He still hasn't contacted me. So, but that's all right. All right. So let's talk about your other stream, your mental health stream, and what you were talking about.
That'd be great.
What's going on and how are you? Look, I mean, to me, this whole space is absolutely fucking crazy. I mean, everybody who's in crypto has a screw loose somewhere. So what made you even think about trying to dig into people's brains in this thing?
Well, for 2 or 3 years now, I've been in crypto, and I think it's kind of a cliche to say, like, in it for the tech. I'm not in it for the tech, right? Like, I'm here to make money too, right? But I really am in it for the game theory. I have a master's in clinical psychology, and before I became a substance abuse and mental health counselor, I worked in a neuroscience laboratory for 7 years. And one of the things that we did there is we paid people $1,000 to quit smoking tobacco. And so this kind of opens up the idea, or it sparks the idea in me that, well, why is it that I can pay somebody $1,000 to quit smoking for a certain period of time, but they can't pay themselves. A lot of smokers really want to quit smoking, but yet they spend thousands and thousands of dollars over time. And I believe the answer to that question is that there's a function missing in paper money, that it's not programmable, right? And so I think I'm in HEX not only for the mad gains, but also for the game theory and for the programmable money aspect. Whenever you have money, especially different cryptos competing with each other, I really see HEX as what I would call 3G crypto. And I've been toiling away night and day, working around the clock to write an article. I previewed it on my show before. And I really want to explore this idea of HEX being the third generation of crypto. I think for people who are new to HEX, this is an easy way to explain it to somebody, right? The iPhone just came out a couple days ago with 5G, right? And you don't have to really understand what 5G is to benefit from it, to realize that it's awesome. You know, it's better than 4G, right? And so this is a simple way of explaining to somebody what HEX is, right? So my elevator pitch is HEX is 3G crypto.
Okay. So now wait. Now let me go back a little bit. You went a little further. I want to go back to this $1,000 thing. Did it work?
Oh yeah. So
people quit smoking and quit smoking for $1,000.
Yeah. People will do a lot for a little. Sometimes I would say.
Well, I mean, I did it for free, but I mean, nobody paid me $1,000. But it wasn't easy. It was not easy. That was probably the hardest thing I ever quit, was smoking, you know. But to give somebody $1,000, I didn't think it would really affect it. I think people would go back to it, to be honest, because once the money's gone.
We were actually evaluating different quit smoking treatments. And so the $1,000 was to keep people in the study, because otherwise, if you're studying quitting smoking and everybody who finds it hard to quit drops out of the study, then all you're studying is people who find it easy to quit smoking. And that's actually why my mentor influenced the Surgeon General back several decades ago to issue a warning against smoking, was because until people got the methodology right and paid people to stay in the study, all of the studies said it was easy to quit smoking. And it turns out that that's not true. And so that's because only 20 or 30% of the people were staying in the study. When we paid people $1,000 to quit, we retained 85% of people.
Okay, that's really good. That's really good. It's probably one of the better programs I've heard of. 85% is pretty damn good.
Yeah. And I think so that this idea, I mean, can be applied to smoking. So, and also other behaviors. It turns out that in psychology, the greatest effect out of any intervention is contingency management, paying people to, in some cases, quit substances, in other cases, to maybe get on a treadmill and stop being depressed. And it's interesting to me that right, like we can go work for somebody else and be motivated, but when it comes to working on our own health, once we have money, it doesn't really do anything for us. That's because we can't program it when it's centralized by a government that is inflating away our wealth, right?
So explain that. What do you mean by program to do what, though? What's the intrigue of you keep saying, we can't program. Well, what can you program it to do? What do you mean by that?
So a couple of years ago, I did a proof of concept where I taught myself how to code in, was it Python or something? And so I was getting into the Bitcoin programming, and I started up my own node, and then I wrote a little script that went together with the Fitbit API. So that's how people write apps for Fitbit products, is by accessing the data there. And so I wrote a little proof of concept script that said, for every step I take, give me a penny. And so that would be an example of how somebody could pay themselves for continuous movement. And then that would be a way to treat depression, because we know behavioral activation is definitely a major treatment for depression.
So you're saying that we get our devices to start paying us for doing certain things, like for driving safely, maybe taking care of our health.
Yes.
Making sure that our debit card isn't swiped out of McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that. And all right,
you could take the Acorns idea. I think that's an investing app where it rounds up to the nearest dollar, or you can set every time you run a transaction, it'll throw in an extra $5 from your bank account. You could do that, throw it into HEX. All of a sudden, you've got $1 million only if you quit smoking, right? And of course, like, you know, if we try to figure out, well, how do we actually build this, then we run into an Oracle problem, and you know, that's fine because we can use other people to validate or whatever, right? But the idea is that this can be done without a central authority. This can be done without letting anybody else know that you're setting a goal for yourself and you're paying yourself. I mean, this is the wheel was invented 300 years before they realized it could be used for transportation, right? It was used for pottery only. And the internet was only thought to be used for email, right? Like, people thought email was the internet, and a lot of people didn't realize there was so much more you could do with it. I think when it comes to having hard money, money that has economic policy that we can trust, monetary policy that's fair and rewards saving, I think even without programming the money, HEX will lead people to have healthier behaviors and better mental health, because they're oriented towards the future, and because they're active and they're being rewarded for saving, they're being rewarded for delaying gratification, and that spills over into other areas of life.
Yeah. You're starting to see a lot of the insurance companies and things are using devices to reward their patrons, and you know, you put that in the car and it tracks that you're driving safe speeds, and they've got a camera in there, and you're not doing anything stupid inside your vehicle, then they reward them through insurance rebates or whatever. So I see how that can be added to crypto. That makes sense. Yeah.
To put it into perspective, I guess, like, how much crypto goes up. I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day back 10 years ago when Richard was buying Bitcoin for a penny, right? And so that's 500 Bitcoins a day I was smoking. I didn't know about Bitcoin at the time, right? But in a year, I smoked $2.7 billion worth of tobacco, right?
That's a horrible way to put it. You were a pack-a-dayer? Is that what you were?
Yeah. So,
and you want to hear something scary? I was a 2-pack-a-dayer. I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
So that's over 3 billion, right? Or wait, no, that's.
I don't even want to hear you put it in those terms, because that scares me. Now, when you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, that's literally the first thing my eyes saw when I woke up. Was I reached for my pack, I grabbed it, I lit it up, and before my eyes even opened, sometimes I was already smoking a cigarette. And then the other thing is when I went to bed, before I closed my eyes, that's the last thing I was seeing was that cherry at night. So, I mean, it takes work to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Now, this was many, many years ago. This was 24 years ago. that I quit smoking. And cigarettes weren't like freaking $8 a pack back then. You know, you can get a pack of cigarettes for $1.50, $1.25 or something. I mean, I don't know what it was, but I remember, you know, always that I didn't buy cartons of cigarettes. I'd go in to the store every day and buy, you know, a couple packs of cigarettes every day. That's what I did. 2 packs of cigarettes, because I knew I was done by the end of the night, you know? So yeah, that $3 billion, huh? Ouch.
I realize what Richard is saying when he says doing math on stream is hard.
Yeah.
I've heard him make that comment before. So if mine was 2.7, then yours, what would be 5.4? That's impressive. So that speaks though that right, crypto can go up 1.5 million% or times. 1.5 million times, right? Bitcoin going from a penny to 15,000, and Hex is around a penny now. So
yeah, it is. Tickled it again today.
Do people talk about? So do we talk about how Hex is way better than Bitcoin security-wise, or do we try to not talk about that because some people still?
No, we talk about everything. I mean,
okay.
It is. We don't, definitely on this show, we don't hold anything back. You can say anything you want about Bitcoin, anything you want about Hex. But it does. I was in Twitter today, and I saw somebody had mentioned I'm sorry. I was doing a little raid today. I saw this guy, Crypto News. He had some crypto show on Dlive. So I said, hey, let's go raid this guy. So we went in there to go raid him, but he wasn't monitoring his Dlive. I guess he was monitoring his YouTube or whatever. So we never got a chance to really engage with him. We tried to engage in the chat, but he wasn't looking at his Dlive chat. But he was saying, you know, all these staking coins, they don't have any use case. There's nothing. All you can do is stake them. And I wanted to debunk that, first of all, because the guy didn't know what he's talking about. This is a guy who knows crypto. He was talking about crypto. He's talking about other projects. And the thing about these influencers is that they do know crypto and they do know technology within crypto and how a lot of these projects work. But really what they don't realize is the simple things that don't work with those other projects, with those other cryptos. They almost know so much minutia. There's so much bullshit in their brains that they skip over all the easy stuff. Like Hex is really just Bitcoin that you can stake. That's all it is. Hex is an ERC20 token that has better security, moves faster, it controls inflation better, does all the things that Bitcoin does. You can spend it, you can trade it on Uniswap. You can buy it in an exchange. You can put it on an exchange. You can trade just like you can trade Bitcoin, but it works better than Bitcoin. So it's the same crypto that's out there. That's Bitcoin. It's the same thing. It works the same way. Only it has a staking feature, and that staking feature is very dynamic, very useful, and has a big use case, which is what I don't understand is the number one thing that other influencers out there are saying about Hex is doesn't have a use case. I keep hearing this doesn't have a use case. No, it has the best use case in crypto.
What a shallow thing to say. Like
it's very shallow and it's very ignorant because these people and that's the thing. I don't want to call them dumb because they're not dumb. They're not dumb. They're smart people. Well, they've just overlooked the simple things. Like, you know, how does it exchange? Well, it exchanges like any other crypto does. You can buy it and sell it and move it around and put it in a wallet and take it out of a wallet. It works the same as all other cryptos. It replaces fiat currency. That's what it was designed to do, is to replace fiat. That's what this cryptocurrency does. Acts just like Bitcoin, only it has a staking feature. Now, let me tell you about the staking feature and what that can mean to your portfolio. Because that's really what it's all about, is Hex's dynamic staking feature. On top of being better than Bitcoin, it compounds interest and you can stake it. So that's what people should be talking about. Like, oh crap, it's more secure. It moves faster. It spends just like Bitcoin, but it has a staking feature. Let me find out about that. But they don't. And that's kind of the big problem out there today with all of these influencers that are talking about coins that you can stake. I mean, especially Hex. I mean, I don't know about the others because I don't research them myself. Only because I haven't seen anything that hasn't either had a rug pull or a scam attached to it, or has gone down, or doesn't work, or has all these crazy weird caveats in order to use it. So I just haven't looked any deeper into some of them because there's just way too much minutia, and it appears that way with Hex at first until you understand the simplicity of it. You stake your coins, they get burnt, you get shares. Those shares are traded in later for your Hex when it's time to unstake them. That's really the simplicity of it.
It makes me, I kind of think of it like game theory. If people own Bitcoin, then they kind of have an incentive not to learn about something if it's supposedly better. So one of the, and by the way, 3 people bought T-share frames for me tonight. So, there's 3 transactions that are happening right in the real world.
An organization they are as a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The mining is, I mean, I'm guessing is funded by a bunch of people who don't want to pay taxes in the US who are just buying up, right, the Bitcoins that aren't going through exchanges. And so there's a premium there, and that's how they all stay in business, and that's what ratchets up the system. But it we've got people like Michael Saylor coming around, making awesome cases for crypto, and it's going to be so easy once he converts people into Bitcoin to convert them into Hex. I mean, we just did in the last 2 minutes, talked about why Hex is technically better. And again, I would love to hear Jimmy Song and Andreas Andreas says Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin and defines Bitcoin as whatever the best crypto is. So we did it, like
according to his definition, right?
And I've read I've read his books. I've read Programming Bitcoin, and that's how I learned about running nodes and why a Sybil tax seems like a real thing. And so that's definitely exciting, I would say. And that's why I want to see how we can build mental health and build programmable money on Hex, because Bitcoin doesn't really have a future as much, I don't think.
You nailed it. It doesn't have a future.
The decoy for centralized corporations to put all their money into.
Well, that's what's happening to it. It's being taken over. It's being mutinized by these centralized agencies that are buying it all up and trying to control it, and at least controlling the supply. You know what I mean? I mean, the miners already control the consensus, and then there's these big companies that are buying up the supply. But I think that there's a mental problem within crypto. And that's what I was talking about when you first came on, was that, when Satoshi's white paper came out and everybody got excited about Bitcoin, when I first heard about it, back in 10, 11, whenever they were talking about it, there was this, this grassroots group of libertarian minded financial, pirates that were like, Bitcoin is going to fuck the world's financial system and change it and give it to the world, and there was all this, the poorest of the poor in the smallest of small countries in the smallest of small continents that are unbanked, are going to be banked by themselves and be part of the world financial system, because that's what Bitcoin's given to them, and my gosh, it was like, oh, that just warms everybody's hearts. Like, yeah, the underdog is going to get his day, and and us too, you know, and that was the draw to a lot of, you know, us libertarian minded type people, that, hey, this is a good thing. This is gonna be a good thing for humanity, you know. And that whole idea really went away. I mean, I got caught up in it too, because I believed in that. I believed in it. I bought into the whole dream of that thing, you know. And then the first time I ever seen money go up, though, something changed in me. And, you know, I bought Bitcoin, just as a utilization. Somebody asked me to send them some Bitcoin. So I went in and I got my account and I got some Bitcoin. I sent to them. And then my story is that I was supposed to give somebody some more Bitcoin somewhere else. And, oh yeah, I got that Bitcoin wallet. I pulled it up and I looked inside of it, and the damn thing grew like exponentially. And at that moment, my little crypto brain snapped and it changed. Number went up, and that changes everything. I'm sorry, I don't care who the fuck you are, but when you see number go up and you had a little number and your number went up, that changes your focus, because, you know, the pursuit of freedom is probably the strongest emotion, the strongest driver in human being, I think, because, and when I say that, I say financial freedom, because to me, when I look at the world, in order to really be free, you have to have financial freedom. In order to truly be happy, you got to have that money thing taken care of. Because if you're a slave to the dollar, if you're trading your hours for dollars, you're doing all those things, you're not truly happy. You can be happy with your marriage and your kids or your love life or your life in general. If you're, you know, a beachcomber and you're just living on the beach, but if you've got to pay bills, if you've got to take care of things financially for your family, there is always that anxiety that you face if you don't have that freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and the style that you want to do it. Period. End of story. Because I always say, you know, they say money doesn't buy you happiness. It does, because money buys you options. Options buys you freedom. Freedom buys you happiness. And so getting the money thing out of the way is important to humans. So when we see something like number go up, that sparks a very primeval thing inside of us that says, hey, there's some freedom on the other end of this money going up thing. How do I get involved? And then something else sets in with some people, and that's, you know, greed. And, you know, that's when Lambo and fur coats and $10,000 shoes and big fat gold watches and hookers and cocaine and all that kind of stuff happens, you know. And I think that right there is what happened to crypto, is that number went up real good, and that thing was sparked in a lot of people. And then, of course, that brought out the worst of people, the dregs. Instead of having people, you know, talk about Satoshi's white paper and banking the world, the unbanked, we were talking about Win Lambo. You know, that's when all that came out in 2016, 2017, and numbers were going up like crazy, exponential. And the scammers came out of the woodwork, and people were getting very wealthy. And then other people wanted to get more wealthy. And that ruined crypto, in my opinion. And it changed the mindset of crypto. So while everybody may have been talking about the unbanked and how crypto can help solve that and all those kinds of things, it's slipped into this deep, dark world. And that's where crypto has been ever since, in my opinion. And the mental health of the crypto world has been in dire straits ever since. And when I look at something like HEX, I go, okay, we still have that element of number go up. We still have that element of people who can become very, very wealthy. But it changes the dynamic of crypto, because, first of all, it's not a scam. It's not there to enrich somebody and then leave a bunch of other people hanging. Because that's what all of those other coins were. They're all rug pulls. They're all Ponzi's. They're all, you know, people exit scamming these things, you know. Hex wasn't designed that way. And whenever somebody does take a lot of marbles out of the jar, for lack of a better term, that's what, if you've listened to Richard, he talks about the marbles in the jar. It's a very good analogy. about, hey, trading is, you got a jar, people put marbles in. And then when number goes up, that person takes out their handful of marbles, even though they only put one marble in, then everybody else is the worst because of that. That person got the better of everybody else. Hex really isn't designed that way. And every time I've seen somebody take their marbles out of the jar, Hex continues to go back onto its trajectory. So I saw the lines, that you see that moon line that was drawn on the chart, but you watch Hex's trajectory and it's dipping. People are taking marbles out of the jar, but it's continued because of how it's built, because of what it is, and because of people doing the research and looking at what Hex is. It continues on that trajectory back up. And here we are tickling a penny again, even though we had, some people take profits. So Hex is built different. And I think that it's going to eventually help the mental health of crypto and maybe start to steer it back towards where it was supposed to be. My opinion.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're right on. I look a lot at economists, even though, right, if they were so good, then they would probably be rich and not talking about economics. But I think that that the world is moving more and more to unhealthy monetary policy, and we see Japan and other places have negative interest rates, right? What does that mean to have a negative interest rate? It means you're punishing people for saving, right? Right, you're punishing.
So
back,
you're better
right?
putting your money grows faster under your pillow.
Yeah, it's insane, right? It was not too long ago that economists thought this wasn't even possible. You just hit zero and that's it. But we're going more and more into negative territory, and longer this whole credit scam of extending low rates. And what does that do, right? And that, I mean, what that does and what the Bitcoin standard talks about, it's going to be the HEX standard in the future. It talks about how if we go back in history, society and human behavior was much better and productive under a gold standard because there was sensible monetary policy. And so it's my belief that even without programmable money, even just having monetary policy that rewards saving instead of punishing it is going to lead to a burst in productivity. I think the reason why we're not seeing technology creating what Jeff Booth would call an abundance of everything, right? Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. It was supposed to make it so we could have more while working less, right? And expanding equality and fairness for all people. I mean, it's not happening. What's happening is power is getting centralized, right? These technology companies and the government are, they're working together or working against each other, right? But they're doing all these power grabs and they're centralizing everything.
Yes.
So I think crypto and Hex is the antidote for that, and it just blows my mind, and I love how saving is rewarded, and this I think is going to go underneath the fabric of people's psychology, and it's going to make them better in a lot of ways.
Yes,
we've been slowly creeping into a more and more unhealthy society, and I don't think it's a coincidence that that's been a product of the monetary policy.
Well, good. Let's hold that thought. We're going to talk about that more. We're going to get a little more in depth in this because this is one of my favorite subjects because I'm an old guy and I've worked in the production industry or the industrial industry my whole life, in the trenches, working in grease and oil and metal chips and watching things being produced. Everything from freaking dildos to rocket ships. I've worked in industry and worked in all those types of machines and whatnot. I was a millwright. So I've watched industry come and go. And here in California, it's probably one of the biggest, productive states in this country. We're the fifth largest economy. So, I mean, I've spent thousands of hours in these plants and watched industry come and go and the whole China thing and all that come. But I want to talk about this a little more in depth because I got some ideas. But first of all, I want to bring and spank my Buccaneer here, DC.
Hey,
where you been?
You walk the plank.
Yeah, what happened to you?
Well, I could lie or I could be honest. And over here in the Hex,
no, lie to me, please.
Oh, I lie to you? Oh, of course. Well, you know, I was fighting off all these evil pirates trying to enter the dock and stuff while we're at the pirate ship and stuff, right? And man, it was terrible and stuff. So I ended up having to, you know, swashbuckle and go through all these buildings and stuff. These evil robot pirates were trying to take over the RG3 show. And I just said, I couldn't let that happen. I was like, no. Me being one of the Buccaneers and stuff and the Vice Admiral and stuff, I led an excursion to stop these robots. And then after that, you know, we had.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, I can keep going if you like.
No, that's good enough. I'll buy it. Good. Hey, so YouTube's not messed up, guys. Let me jump in the chat real quick. So YouTube's not messed up. I was just on there. YouTube seems to be working just fine. So maybe it's just you're fucked up. So double check it. YouTube seems to be working as far as I can see.
YouTube is working.
It is.
Yeah,
and then the other thing, I want to tell a quick story. So everyone's my dildo comment was people are commenting on that. So let me tell you guys a funny story. So I'm in this plant and I'm moving injection mold machines, and
oh my
God. A lot of time injection mold machines are they make plastics, rubber products, plastic products. Big machine with a clamp on it. Clamp closes together. They inject plastic in it, opens up, and the product comes out. And then you break them off, you know, like whatever, and then they file off the pieces and the whatever plastic parts. I go into this plant and bring them all the gear in, and we start to move one of these machines out. And a bunch of ladies are in there, you know, and the machine's working. The whole plant was filled with women. And then I'm down on the floor and putting dollies up underneath this machine. And I couldn't see what they were doing. I wasn't paying attention to what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, this big rubber dildo comes flying across the room and smacks me in the freaking head while I'm down on the ground, right? And I look at him like, what the fuck? And I look up and these ladies are all laughing at me, and there's big boxes on the other side of their machines, and they're all pulling these things out, and they're dildos, and they're putting them inside the freaking boxes. It's a big dildo factory. But yeah, so I got all kinds of crazy stories like that, man, from working in industry. I remember one time I picked up printing equipment and big printers. Back in the day, printers used to be a lot different than they are now. They used to be these things called Heidelbergs, big machines, weighed, 10, 12,000 pounds. You pick them up, put them on the truck. They were filthy, ink all over the place, grease and shit. And put this thing on my truck. We tied it down and we're driving down the freeway. And they also had these feeders that all the paper and stuff went into, right? And I'm driving down the freeway in a truck, and then all of a sudden, the wind must have caught whatever was in the feeder, and I didn't see it, but there was a stack of printing materials that were in the feeder, and they all just started blowing out of the truck, just like the burr machine. You see it like these things are just flying on the freeway all over the place, right? I mean, they're landing on cars in the front of them and all over the freeway. And I'm like, oh shit! So I'm pulled over to the side of the road. As I pull over to the side of the road, I just I turn white as it goes because I'm mortified, because all the papers that flew out of the printer that were going all over people's windshields, all over. I mean, people were stopping on the freeway. There's so much shit all over the place. And it was like freaking Analizer 9. It was a whole porn thing, some anal porn freaking sleeve for the DVDs, and it was all over their people's car windows and all over the freeway. And I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to scoop these things out of the way. Analyzer 9 or something like that was the name of the freaking video. I don't know. It was fucking horrible, man.
Free advertising.
So anyway, we're just talking all kinds of stuff right now. DC, trying to keep it to Hex, but anyway,
I think you're doing a very good. I think both of you guys are doing quite a good job.
Well, Maddie is like a real intellectual, and he knows his crypto too. I mean, the guy was he had his own node, right? Didn't you say you had your own node?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's
Damn.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. I guess another thing I was into for a little while that got me into trouble, and this is kind of an interesting story, is I was importing ASIC miners from China back in the day and selling them on eBay, and I got classified, I guess, as some sort of money launderer or something, and so now I'm banned from PayPal for life. But luckily, I can still make HEX transactions, so I don't really have to worry about it too much.
Got you,
I'm
man.
sorry, I'm getting some chats coming in. I'm trying to.
So you're one of those illustrious people who were banned for using PayPal for crypto, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's like not your keys, not your crypto. Right. And so even my fiat money, I was like transferring out of there as fast as I could because I figured, maybe something could go wrong. And before they shut down my account and my PayPal and said that I needed to sign an affidavit saying I would never do it again, be a money transmitter, which I wasn't, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to admit to a federal crime just so I can use PayPal that I didn't even commit.
Right.
And so I left 2 cents in the account, which if you're old enough, is like a bad tip. If a waitress spits in your food too many times or something, then you leave 2 cents on the table. So I left that for the feds.
Man, I would have left it on 69 cents. Damn, that's crazy, man. Damn, that's crazy. So
I'm sorry, I'm trying to unmute somebody.
Why did someone mute? Oh, you mute somebody?
There's somebody got muted. I'm looking at. We've got such a long list. There's a freaking monster list of people in here that are muted. Trevor Hansen on Twitter was asking me to unmute somebody.
Gotcha.
Trevor, if you're there, I don't see that. I don't see. Maybe I already unmuted you, and that's an old message. I think so. Yeah, it was actually an old message.
So did we go over the 3.69 million HEX giveaway?
We haven't done that yet, and we've got 72 YouTubers and 155 Dlivers. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys boosting up the numbers. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube, please, and follow us on Dlive. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. If you're just jumping in on Dlive, why it's important to follow us, because we're giving away a crap ton of HEX, and you're going to want to listen to this. So on Dlive, if you're looking at the stream and you see up there right above Dollar Cost Crypto's forehead there, or his 5 head, because that is a pretty big head that he's got right there. But over on the top right there, over above his head, there's an arrow. There's a white box with the arrow in it. Well, it's a black box with a white arrow, but when you mouse over it, if you click on that, you can go ahead and share this stream out to whoever you want. Twitter, Facebook, all over the place, so people can jump on, and they might get a chance to win the 3.69 million HEX. Now, I don't know how much money that's worth, but HEX is worth what? Close to a penny today?
Yeah.
Close to a penny. And we're giving 3.69 million of that shit away. So that's what's going on here. Now, what do you got to do? You've got to follow us on Dlive. Just hit the follow button. You don't have to subscribe. That costs you lemons to subscribe. All you need to do is follow. Go over to the YouTube and subscribe there, which is also the same thing that it is here. Discourse _Syndicate is the name of the show on both Twitter, or on both Dlive and on YouTube. And then you're going to want to go over to my Twitter feed and subscribe, or follow me on Twitter, which is RG3_pirate. You do those 3 things. You hang out in the chat rooms tonight. So if you're either in the YouTube chat room, the Dlive chat room, or even the Twitch chat room, I have a new program here.
Whoa.
Restream.io sent me a chat, and I can see everybody's chat from YouTube and Twitter on the chat feed. So I got it all right here in front of me. All you guys are on one stream now. I don't have to bounce back and forth. So it's going to be a lot easier to do the picking of the qualifiers tonight. So once we finish qualifying, we're going to end up with a little over 100 people on the wheel. We call it the Wheel O' Death, and the Wheel O' Death is going to get spun on the 18th and 19th, which is the big payday. Big payday is the end of Hex's launch phase, which was 351-day launch phase. We are just a few days away, guys, from the AA going bye-bye. The AA is about to end, and then we'll be just a couple of days away from big payday, which is fucking exciting as hell.
It's crazy to think about, man.
I know. We've been sitting here streaming. This is stream number 62, but in between was all the FN Hangouts and everything else. And I'm sure we missed a few others. So we've probably we're running close to 100 streams here by the end of this. And then it is going to be, because in order for us to hit we had to hit 1,000 followers on Dlive. We have to now, we have to stream 15 streams before the end of the month in order to become partners. So I think maybe tomorrow I've got a Marine Corps birthday stream with Hexo. He and I are going to do on the November 10th is the Marine Corps' birthday. My beloved Corps is going to have a birthday on November 10th, and he and I are going to stream together and stream with all military guys, talk military, talk Hex, and do that. And then we are going to do a special. Everybody, there is a special FN Hangout. We have all of the top Hexicans showing up. So all the smartest of the smart, Coffee and Kyle, and I already got confirmation Hexo is going to be there. So all of your top streamers are going to be on the FN Hangout on Friday, and some special guest is going to come in and join us also. So please mark your calendar for this Friday. You don't want to miss the FN Hangout. It's going to be an all-star Hex cast, if you want to call us all-stars, but it will be an all-star. DC will be there. And then the rest of your favorites, all of your favorites will be on there. So stick around in the chat rooms, guys, because we are going to be picking our qualifiers for the 3.69 million Hex. And then that wheel will be spun on big payday. We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to choose the 3 winners. First place is going to get 2 million. Second place is going to get 1 million. And then third place is going to get 690,000. 2 million Hex for first place. 2 million Hex. There's probably some people out there that don't even have 2 million Hex in their staking ladders. So that's a lot of Hex. That's a lot.
Even third place is amazing.
No kidding.
Dude, what the hell, man?
I mean, if you were to stake that out 15 years, the exponential growth in Hex alone is insane for a 15-year stake at 690,000 Hex. I think, what is it? It's 250, right? It's 250.
Yeah. So it's let me see. It's 4. At least I know for sure. Like 4. If you stake 4 million Hex for 15 years or 10 years, that's about 1,000 T-shares. So 2 million Hex. 2 million Hex is 500 T-shares.
And let me do this. So that's 172,500,000 Hex. That's the 690,000. If you stake that out for 15 years, 172 million freaking Hex.
Man, all the Hex, bro. All the Hex.
If it doesn't change in price, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to put a dollar amount out there. But
yeah.
Let me times that point by today's price. Holy shit!
Fuck. Captain's on the moon today, bro, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, that's insane. That is insane. I mean, that's not hard math to do, guys. But anyway, and Kyle, when he comes on Friday, he can explain in depth his modeling, his models that he did. You know, we can ask him about those because his modeling is all those 80x, 250x. He built models about all the different scenarios with the share price and how that was his thing. He was the guy who put the share price together with Richard and the team. That's why they brought him in. So Kyle is like freaking. He knows his shares, bro. He knows his shares. And it's contract. It's immutable. It's not like something that could happen. It does happen. It does happen, which is what you were talking about, Maddie. It's the contract. It happens, period, end of story. Nothing can stop HEX from doing what HEX is supposed to do.
Predictable monetary policy, right?
That's what you said. Predictable monetary policy. Period. End of story. No Fed can change it. No. Now, of course, the variable is the price of HEX. I won't ever negate that, because that's the first thing that we always say is, it's on hex.com. The first thing it says, cryptos have had 80 to 95% drops. Even the best of crypto, Bitcoin, the king, has had its share of 80, 90% drops. So any crypto can do that. But the difference between Bitcoin and HEX is that HEX's immutable contract ensures that if you are a staker class, that you will have exponential gains because of the contract increasing the value of your HEX over time by time locking it. Period. End of story. That doesn't change. No way, no shape, no how.
And sticking to your word and doing what you said you were going to do.
Oh, shit. Somebody said, thanks, Ski Cat. Did Ski Cat come in and drop something?
Oh, no, I think he was just thanking for the...
Yeah. By the way, you know what? We keep talking about this, but we forget that this 3.69 million, guys, was donated to Discourse Syndicate, to you guys, to all the Hexicans out there. This was donated by one of our, just a member of the community. His name is Ski Cat, and he's come in here and he's supported my show. He's supported Hexologist show. And he's been,
thank you, Ski Cat.
He's been dropping lemons and ninja guineas and ninjets on us. And really, he's made it to where if Dlive ever gives me my fucking lemons, he's made it to where we're going to be able to increase the production value of this Discourse Syndicate show and make it a little nicer for you guys. So Ski Cat, thank you, and thank you for donating to a few of these Hexicans out here that are going to be very, very happy and doggone it, probably very, very wealthy. He could be really making a whale here with a couple million HEX. You stake a couple million HEX out at 15 years, and that could be a whale bag.
Hell yeah, that's a whale bag.
That's something else I want to talk about. Well, let's get back to
sure.
So that's our contest, and we're going to be giving some away at some time in the show here. So stick around, don't leave. We're going to be picking you out of the chat room, so you're going to have to comment in the chat when we're ready for it, and then that way you can be chosen to be put on the wheel of death. So right on, back to where we were with Maddie. We were talking technology, we were talking crypto technology, and we were talking the mental state or stability or instability of crypto and what it's looks like today and what may be coming in the future. So that's where we were, DC, just to let you know.
Got it. Yeah, I was catching a tail end of it and stuff while I was running over here.
Well, I mean, my whole take as a guy that's been around the block, and seen industry and seen it at the high levels that I have seen it in. I mean, California's industry is freaking phenomenal. And I've seen it from the ground, crawling around the ground underneath all these people's machines, and watched successful ones, watched them go out of business. I worked for NASA. I've worked for SpaceX. I've worked for Boeing, Rockwell, you name it, Norris Industries, Northrop Grumman, Skunk Project. I worked on all these things. I watched all of these rocket programs and jet programs and the shuttle program before it was debunked, and even working at SpaceX today with all of their new programs that they got. And the one thing that when I came into the industry back in the 80s, we lost DC. Oh, there he is. But one of the things that I remembered from the old timers that were teaching me what I was doing was how important that the moon program was to industry in Southern California and to the world for that matter. and it created all these side industries. So we had the Douglas aircrafts and the Rockwells and the Boeings and all those things that helped to develop the space program. But these were all technologies that were advancing, and I'm gonna wrap this whole story and this whole talk around back into crypto and what it means to crypto. But I have to go back this far just to kind of explain from an old guy's perspective of what I've seen. And what I came into was it was kind of the middle of the shuttle program. So the shuttle program was booming. Technology for vehicles because of that was booming. But the old timers were telling me that the moon program had put them where they were, because the moon program brought things like dehydrated, reconstitutional drinks. So it created all these factories that, had to squeeze the oranges and dehydrate the oranges and then package the powdered drink to make the tang. And then the computers that were being built at that time were also part of it. And the advancement of those computers were all part. So the moon program had all these industries that were birthed from it, and all of these industries went into making cars and making airplanes and improving air flight and all those things. So all these budding industries, because of the moon program, happened, and I came into at the end of that. When I was there, they were moving into the shuttle program, and the shuttle program took off, and more technologies and like honeycombing different materials and composites in order to make it lighter and more and stronger to put in aircraft and put in spacecraft. So all these new budding technologies that came out of that program, grew industry again. So what I'm saying, the reason I'm saying this is because you need these types of programs. You need this type of innovation. You need humans to go out there and start stretching their minds and stretching their arms and legs and feet and moving and doing shit, so that we can advance technology, so that we can advance ourselves as into the 21st century, so we can start going to Mars. I mean, it's like, oh, why go to Mars? Because it's fucking something to do, man. It's something to fucking do. That's why dogs have fleas. So they got something to fucking do, so they can bite and scratch at them themselves all day. That's what it is. I mean, we just got to have something to do. And if that thing that we are doing is advancing humanity, then, we're moving forward. And see, that's what crypto was supposed to do to finance. It was that thing that we were supposed to, Bitcoin was supposed to come in and create this new industry, crypto. And we were supposed to move into the 21st fucking century and get rid of these banks. And it was supposed to come in and advance us, and it didn't. It got circumvented.
Right.
It got mutinized, and the pirates turned into, they went back to the banks. I think that it got circumvented, and now it is no longer the thing that it should have been to take us into the 21st century, and it has stagnated.
Yeah.
And I feel that HEX is that product that is going to break through this circumvention and lead crypto to where it's supposed to go. And of course, now the mindset, DeFi has come out. So we have things like Uniswap that are making that even better and easier for HEX to advance itself. So, I mean, that's what I see HEX as, is that, and then maybe changing the mental state of everybody that's in crypto back to, hey, there is a focus here. There is a way that we should have been going, and we have been circumvented, and we have had our head up our ass. And I think that HEX is that pop. It's our heads, it's crypto's heads coming out of its ass is what it is. That's that big pop you just heard. When that's what big payday is going to be. Big payday is going to be crypto's big pop. Out the ass, the head comes, and now crypto is here and DeFi is here, and maybe we can move forward. That's how I feel. That's mentally how I feel about this thing.
The government, I mean, really, maybe they could, maybe they couldn't hack Bitcoin, but it was easier to hack the people. When you talk to spies about how they infiltrate powerful people, right? They hack the people, right? They send a hot chick, right, to get the secret code, or whatever it is, right? But I mean that's what this what was the big meeting they all had? Richard was talking about the other day, or maybe I was listening to an old stream, but the big conference that they had where the miners got together and decided that they were going to hard fork and all this, the New York agreement, right? And so if you listen to Roger's streams, he really talks about how the Bitcoin community got divided, and that was part of the problem, right? That started to break down the security of Bitcoin and make it so Bitcoin was splitting into different projects. Bitcoin lost its community. The community, right, has devolved ever since they got split up. And so even without a Sybil attack, even without, I mean, we don't know whether governments control miners or not, but we know that something went wrong in the community of Bitcoin. And so I think Hex might be a different story, right? Because we don't have to worry about consensus, right? That's not our job. Our job is to hodl, right? And our job is to earn as much compound interest as we want in the system, right? And that's I think that's going to be a super powerful thing for human behavior, to be more trusting. And so this is a weird angle on crypto, right? Is that in a lot of research people have done on Bitcoin, and a lot of books that have been written have talked about how money is just the first app that is being created with this new invention. And then really what's going to happen is decentralized trust. And this is a trust chain, really. And so it's really exciting to think about how that game theory could get built out. And it already is. It's being built out with Hex, not with Bitcoin.
Definitely, man. Heck yeah, man. Hex Nasco, thank you for the Ninja Genie.
Hex leading the way. Thanks again. Yeah, thanks, Bud, for the Ninja Genie. No, you're I look at Bitcoin as that moonshot, that moon landing, and it brought us technologies, but we needed the shuttle program to advance those technologies, and that's kind of what ETH was. ETH brought that new technology. It took the concept of crypto and it expanded it, and now we have smart contracts. And then, of course, all of that was circumvented by scammers and the banks trying to get their hands on it. Because let's face it, there's two things going on here. There's institutions that are afraid of crypto and they want to get their hands on it, and they want to get in on the action themselves. And then there's greed. There's people that have made a lot of money in crypto, or who see that they can make a lot of money. And then we've got shucksters and hucksters and fucking PT Barnums out there that are, mutinizing crypto and using the platform that Ethereum has built and creating these fucking scams. And then, of course, people are vulnerable who actually come into this space because, like I said, there was that emotional switch that was kicked off when I saw my first gains, So there's that. So they prey on that. And they prey on the goodness of people that are in crypto, because people in crypto, we got in it. Let's all be honest. The gains is a big part of it for a lot of us, especially the people that have been around for a long time. Not the gains, the technology. There was a sense of us getting into it because of the technology, but because of unbanking banking the unbanked. So you have those two things going on, and the Ethereum was like, the shuttle program that I just explained. And now Hex is like, SpaceX's new program. Let's improve on this thing. Let's do what it was supposed to do, and let's become more efficient, and let's push it in the right direction, but continue to move forward. Hex isn't the end of crypto. It's the best thing in crypto right now, but it's not the end. There's going to be more advancements, but Hex is always going to have its place, because I think that it's going to be the first real solid project that crypto has ever seen. Bitcoin's broken. Let's just face it. Bitcoin's broken. It's dilapidated. It's antiquated. It's broken. Great name. Great to have the king. Great to have a store of value there or whatever, but it's broken. It is like gold. You can't go out and you can't go drop a fucking handful of gold dust on your fucking grocery store and get your bag of groceries for it. It doesn't work that way. So Bitcoin is in a sense that broken currency that just can't be used. You have to advance it,
They can't update the software, right? They can't add features because that
nobody wants to.
It's just a consensus. It's not scarce. It's
Well,
people.
Nobody wants to.
Tile.
Nobody wants to trust it. Nobody wants to trust that anything you do build on it is going to make it any better. They haven't done it yet. So who wants to do that?
But you can build on crypto. Ethereum did it, right? Like Hex did it, right?
It's on crypto, possible. But not on Bitcoin.
No, not on Bitcoin.
Crypto, on the platform, yes. In crypto you can. And and Hex has taken it to the next level. It is taking it to the next level. And I think it's the first time you're going to see, the Bitcoin concept actually taken to a stable phase, because what Bitcoin is supposed to be, Hex stabilizes that and says, okay, well, here's a better way to Bitcoin. Use Hex instead. It's more secure, moves faster. It's better, period, end of story. But hey, look at this other feature it has. This is the advancement. Staking is a feature that's going to change crypto. It's already everybody's scared. The exchanges are scared. All the other cryptos are scared, especially those that who are claimed to be staking coins, but have not figured out how to do it yet. I don't know why they haven't figured out how to do it yet, but they just haven't. I don't know if they're too afraid to turn something on like Hex, and they want to have control of it, and they need to have switches and backends and other crazy weird algorithms in order to make it complicated so that nobody can game this. I don't know. I don't understand what it is that they're doing. Hex is very, very simple, and it should have been done already. But I mean, here it is. So Hex has changed that. You have a simple staking coin, and staking is going to be the future. Staking and DeFi is going to be the future of crypto. Now, whoever can take it and advance on that, that's the next step. But right now, Hex is the next step. Period. End of story. And that's why Richard says, Bitcoin is going to perform this year, but Ethereum is going to outperform it, and Hex is going to outperform Ethereum. Why? Because the platforms and what they are. You can go out there and put as many influencers as you want and try and put lipstick on the pig that is Bitcoin. But it's not going to change the fact that it is a broken, old, dilapidated technology in a technology industry. It's not going to change that fact. And Ethereum is the platform that is going to birth the advancement of cryptocurrencies. It's not the end all be all there either. Ethereum has its problems that it can't solve as far as making itself. It's not a better Bitcoin. It wasn't meant to be a Bitcoin. It's a platform for other cryptos to go out and advance themselves and become better Bitcoins. And that's
programmable
what
money
is.
Platform.
And that's what Hex is. Hex did it. They took the platform of Ethereum and they made a better crypto. Here it is. So that's the advancement. That's what's moving. Hex is moving forward by leapfrogging off of that. And that's why he says Hex is going to outperform Ethereum, because it's the better freaking crypto. Period.
As we talk about how security and monetary theory and other things are what make a good crypto, right? Or make the best crypto, Hex. It makes me think of how Hex gets security from two things, really, right? From being a smart contract that's ossified on the Ethereum, right, chain, and also by people holding and staking, right? And so that protects Hex in different ways. It's interesting to me that whoever the OA is, right, has a lot of leverage against Ethereum, right? The OA could probably dump the price of Ethereum for months and months and months, right? And so that kind of adds another level of security too, because if Ethereum tries to mess with Hex, then Hex can mess with Ethereum.
I want to change a narrative real quick.
But they're going to work together, right? Because that's the game theory. That's the incentive for both is to work together.
Let me change the narrative. I want to change the vernacular, I should say. I want to change the vernacular on the OA. It's not who. The OA is not who. The OA is what. The OA is a what. The OA is built into Hex. The OA is a what. It is not a who. See, that's the big mistake that they've been making out there. They keep calling the OA a who. The OA is not a who. They keep saying it belongs to Richard. Richard does not own the OA. Has never claimed ownership of the OA. The OA is a what, and we've already seen that. It is part of Hex. I don't know what it's for, but it is a what. Well, it's already affected because of what it's doing. It's already affected Hex. So it's part of it. It was built into it. Everything that was built into Hex is fucking awesome.
Intentional is there for a reason.
The OA is obvious. It is there as a what, not a who. So we need to change that narrative because the crypto world, oh, look at that. There we are. Let's see if we can pump that bitch up to a penny tonight.
I hope you guys bought that fucking dip. I hope you guys bought that dip. I did.
So it is not a who, it's a what. And that's the mistake that they've made out there in the
I love that narrative and I totally agree with it. It's the OA is a security feature. And that's one of the things of the what it is, right? And for example, if the project gets illegally forked, right? We know that would be illegal because the code's been copyrighted and protected, unlike other cryptos, right? But if it was illegally forked, the OA could dump on whoever's head it was trying to fork the project. So there's another security feature built in, right?
Yes.
Mike Jones, who? Mike Jones, who? Mike Jones. Who?
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat, guys.
So was I.
Well, I wasn't looking at it for that, but now that you mention it,
who?
Finally, we had to wait all weekend to be able to buy. I finally can in 3 hours, and it pumped. Welcome to my world. That was my world in 2017, man. It was like I'd buy and it would dump and I'd sell and it would go up. It seemed like that always happened.
The last stream I did with Barely Crafty, he was like, come on, Paycheck, get here quicker. It's the price is nice right now. I think he got it in, man. Whew. Houston, we made it, baby.
Good.
We can thank the weak hands, right, for the discount. I was going on a jog the other day, and I was thinking like, oh, how cool would it be if there was some sort of app feature where it like instead of showing you that the price went down, it shows you like in green, like happy letters and font, right? Like, oh, Hex is at a discount right now. To change the psychology of that, right? Which is like, crypto corrects 85 or 95%, right? Yep. And that's a discount, right? Like that's a good thing. We love that because we believe in it and because we know once we shake out the weak hands, right, then we're gonna be able to go higher.
Well, yeah, and real projects in crypto in general, the few that are out there, that's debatable term. But they've come back from all-time lows. They've the top 10, let's just say, have always, come back and stabilized, and maybe not caught their all-time highs, of course, but have definitely come back from their major dips. So to me, that tells me when you look at a product like Hex, I got to quit saying project because product now.
Yeah.
From day one, it's been a product. It may dip, but as its trajectory is going now, it's always returned. And here we are back at, close to a penny again, even after a big dip. So it's continuing on its trajectory of, doing what it was supposed to do, which was to increase in value, to grow, because that's what it's built. It's designed to do that. Let me answer the chat here. Crypto Sparbutch, not bitch. Sorry, Butch says,
names.
What did he say? He said, please show us the evidence for your statement. Are you talking about somebody in the chat, or are you talking about me?
He's talking about the Mike Jones guy.
Oh, Richard is the OA, end of story. And he controls the price single-handedly, for better or for worse. What claim is cultish? This what claim is cultish as fuck. Oh, I gotcha. So you're telling me that you understand this better than I do. I've been watching this project when it was a project get explained. I've been watching since it's launched every explanation of what it is and what it does. I've interviewed the devs. I've interviewed the founder. I've interviewed everybody who's done all the math into this product now. I've been around crypto for, close to since the beginning. Well, actually, before it was the beginning, when crypto was crypto, before Bitcoin came into crypto.
Yep.
I may not be a programmer, may not be the smartest guy, I may not know every project out there, but I got guys around me that do. And what I can tell you is that the OA is a built-in feature into Hex. I know this for a fact. It is a fact. And it is a what? Because it hasn't acted like a human. It hasn't acted like a player. It hasn't acted like a wallet. It has acted like a feature. And that feature is storing Hex value right now. And it has increased, or it has helped the product Hex. Why? Because it's increased market cap, first of all. One of the things that it's done.
Good point.
And it's also acted as kind of a Satoshi wallet feature where all of those coins are sitting there stagnant. So it adds some type of stability to the product of Hex itself. So yes, it's a what, and you can take your cult thing and shove it up your ass as far as I'm concerned, because that's not what this is. This is not a cult. This is a very, how can I say? This is a very involved community in this product. Why? Because we have followed this thing from the beginning. And what I've just been explaining to you, what we've all seen in crypto and what we've wanted in crypto, Hex has provided that. And we've watched this and we've hoped that this was what Hex was going to do to crypto. That's what all of us here are doing, hoping that it's going to do to crypto what it claims it was going to do. And it has. All of its launch phase, it has. And it hasn't failed anybody that's gotten into it yet. It hasn't one time turned off. It hasn't one time glitched out. It hasn't one time shown that there is somebody in charge of anything. It's ours. Hex belongs to all of us. It belongs to the staker class. And everything that's in Hex to date is a feature. A feature. There is no entity that's controlling anything. So you can have that opinion, sure, but I don't think that it is a who, it is a what. And that's somebody who understands Hex who's giving you that opinion. You can go out there and listen to all the talking heads that haven't even looked at Hex that still call it a scam, that have their heads buried clear up their asses, because those are the people that are acting in greed and forced stagnation of crypto versus trying to move crypto forward into the 21st fucking century. So you can go listen to those people and call it Richard and call it, an exit scam or whatever it is. You're wrong. it's an actual feature. It is a what that exists within Hex. Period. End of story. Can't convince me otherwise. So
Right.
that's what I got to say about that.
Can I add a couple more supporting points, RG3, to your assertion that the OA is a what?
Just say what? Say that again. I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of it.
Can I add some more supporting evidence?
Yeah. Go right on
your
ahead.
thesis here, because I love
that's
it.
why I have you smart guys on the stream.
So the OA does more than provide security, right? And two additional functions that we've seen the OA do. One is we've actually seen the OA stake, and I don't hear people talking about that a lot. But I was re-listening to one of Richard's like 4-hour live streams the other day while I was getting groceries, and you know, because we love listening to Richard whenever we're out and about, you know, doing whatever we do. And he was talking about the OA behavior that he was observing, right? And the OA was demonstrating how to do a staking ladder. And so early in the project, the OA staked in order to give examples to people of different strategies that could be used. So the OA teaches game theory. That's one thing that we know that the OA does, right? That's beneficial to the community. It provides security in case the project gets forked, right? It models game theory of doing a staking ladder that goes out by a year. But another thing that I may have heard on here or someone else say in the community is that the OA also actually can control the interest rate to some extent. And so that provides the variability that might be needed in the future in order to attract more people and to help adjust the interest rate to be competitive with other projects or to for other purposes, right? And so I think it's so awesome what you guys are teaching me and have taught me. I'm just feel really blessed to be around such smart people.
No, definitely, man.
I like you said, I've always said that I'm not the one that knows all the answers, but I like to act like, you know, a Henry Ford, where I try and bring all of these smart guys like DC and you know, and Kyle and Coffee and Hexologist, all these people around me that have the answers, because I can come up with the fucking questions. I can question this stuff. That's what I've been doing from the beginning, is question everything in crypto. I was almost out of crypto. I was ready to go because of all the greed and forced stagnation that was going on in the technology space. I was sickened by it. I was sickened. And there was one little glimmer of hope that this guy, Richard, who was talking shit about this project that he was coming up with, that he was going to change crypto. And I liked the shit that he talked about crypto, you know, about, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything, when he was talking shit. And I was like, he knows what he's talking about. He's answering the questions that I have. You know? So when I was ready to get out of crypto and pretty much had forgotten about it, then he launched Hex, and I listened to hours and hours of what he was building. And I was like, if it's what he's saying it is, it can actually bring integrity back to crypto. It can actually get rid of that greed, that forced stagnation, and help it move into the 21st century. And that's the only reason I got re-involved back into crypto. And I would have never streamed and done a show like this if it wasn't for the value of this project and the product of Hex. I would have never done this if it wasn't for how I feel about this. And it's literally renewed my hope and faith in what crypto can do for the world. Hex has done that. And I know some people, you know, out there right now that are still calling a scam think that that's crazy talk. But I'm telling you right now, my fucking words are going to go down as history as being on the right side of the goddamn street. And you guys are the ones that are going to look like a bunch of fucking fools. The ones that tried to ruin crypto, and actually Hex is going to bring it back. And I'm telling you, they're going to write stories about this shit. This is history being made in crypto right now. And I think we're getting crypto back because we had lost it. we had lost it.
Ishexascam.org takes you to my article where I'm compiling evidence that Hex is not a scam and trying to get the search results to pull people in. And I think the title of the article says something like, Hex is not a scam. Hex gamifies earning compound interest. Right. And this is another genius part of the project, I think, is that people have talked about on here is the whole achievement system and different classes. The staker class is the one that's going to win. Yes. But another thing I wanted to just say is that I remember when I had my realization, I 9 months ago or 11 months ago or whatever it was, like, oh no, what if the OA is, what if the OA is the part that's too good to be true, or, what if there's something wrong with that? And you guys have pointed out that people kind of go through stages of understanding Hex. And so I just want to say to the person out there who is questioning the OA, I think we've been there before too. And the community is, here to answer questions that are asked in a reasonable way. No concern trolling, please. Right?
No, I want to address Mike in YouTube's chat room. No, Mike, I'm not misunderstanding you. I'm just being passionate about my answer, and I want to also just tell you that I felt the exact same way. Let me just read what Mike says here.
Sure.
Anyway, you guys are misunderstanding me. I am not saying Richard being OA is a bad thing necessarily. All I am saying is it's a risk, and a big one, to have an NTR person controlling that much supply. Mike, I felt exactly the same way the first few months, especially, with all the FUD in the beginning, being new to Hex, being new to the crypto world, all the things that were being done and said at the time. I felt the exact same way. I knew that Hex was a solid product. It was a great add to the crypto world, and I knew that it was going to be something good. And I had my reservations about the OA until I understood it. And today I can honestly say that I understand its function, that it is a part of Hex, that of all the things I've seen and heard and saw said about it, all the things that I've heard Richard talking about, the trajectory that Hex is going in, I now understand that the OA is a what? It is part of the project. It is part of the product. It is not here to harm. It's here to create stability. All those things that you just heard Maddie talking about are what it was designed for. Hex is designed to move up in price and to continue to do so and to continue to grow. Now, that feature, if you look at what things make price go up, having that feature there and acting as a good actor makes the price go up, makes the stability of Hex. It creates that. And that's what Hex was designed to do. If there was any risk at that, Hex wouldn't do what it was supposed to do, and it would be worthless. Hex would be worthless. So I have confidence in knowing that it is a what? It is a design feature. It's part of Hex.
Oh shit, I was muted. Sorry. No, and I agree. And then another thing too that people forget about what Hex was designed for was Hex was designed to make new whales.
Hex was designed to make
new whale. I mean,
it already has.
It already has, man. But it's beautiful. I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons why people are mad at Hex right now. To tell you the truth, because these guys aren't playing their game, and we're not going to be able to dump on their head. Like, why? You mean so what you're saying is like, I have to buy this token and I'm not getting it for free? So what you're saying is you're not giving me free tokens and I'm not gonna be able to dump on your head, and then I have to buy this and I'm gonna make you rich. It's not fair. I'm supposed to win this game all the time. It's not. I'm supposed to stay rich always. Like, well, give me free coins. No, fuck y'all. You have to. that's one thing I like about Hex and stuff and everything is like it's a fair game. Everyone's got to get their coins, And if you look at the top 2,000 wallets in Hex, it's pretty fairly distributed and stuff, right? You look at people like Mike Jones was saying earlier, right? Not to say, because I don't think Mike is coming from a place of like anger. It's more just not concern trolling, but more or less just a little worried and stuff. Is, dude, 2,000 wallets control all the Bitcoin. 2,000 wallets control all the Bitcoin. You look at the 2,000 wallets in Hex and stuff, it's a little more fairly distributed than Bitcoin. That's for sure. But it's not the same people, and then there's this whole little flicking, like, I don't know, Bitcoin boys club or Ethereum boys club that people that's been going on. Every time there's a new RC20 token. Well, the old Ethereum boys control most of the goddamn supply in the new coin. And it's always just the same whales and stuff. Now there's new whales coming up. And now we're playing whale wars with these guys. And they're not liking it. Well, too bad, we're here to stay. There's a new sheriff in town, ladies and gentlemen. His name's Hex.
Yeah, no, that definitely is the case. That is definitely the case. There is a new sheriff in town. And whether people like it or not, it's the truth. And there is nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, I can't wait for big payday. I can't wait for the AA to be done and for big payday to be here. I just cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Dude, definitely, man. And especially if you don't even have to have that big of a stack. If you like, I'm a king of ladders and stuff. I dollar cost in and I ladder out, baby. That's the whole name of the game. This is shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. That's the strategy, man. And if you say what you're going to do, you wait your time, you're not trading around and stuff, dude. I mean, sure, you can get lucky with a trade here and there. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, right? You can just get lucky, right? We all get lucky, but you keep fucking rolling those dice and you're going to get smacked, man.
You're going to learn your lesson.
Yeah, so it's just better to stake it, and stake when it's time. Take whatever you wanted, your profit out and stuff, and restake it again and stuff. And it's beautiful, man. And especially as the longer you're playing this game, the longer you're playing Hex as it was intended, those paydays start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And right now, if you stake right now, you're getting the big payday, which is really nice. Obviously, I think the big payday really does matter for year 1 through 5. But after that, because the share
it's going to get dwarfed.
It doesn't even matter anymore. That's the beauty. So if let's just say you do, let's just say for when this is all over, the whole AA is over. Okay, cool, and the whole big payday is over. Dude, you stake out you do a ladder from 5 to 15 years, dude. Who cares? As long as you're over the average, you're gold grilling. You're winning. It's winning. It's done, dude.
And then there's the other thing is that where is price when your stakes come out? You don't have to cash your Hex in. You don't even have to restake it all. You keep a couple handfuls of it liquid and watch it price go up, then put some on the market and cash out and you realize some gains. Always realize gains, guys. Always realize gains. But I'm also talking about, I think that for the most part, the big bag holders, the sharks, the whales, the dolphins, I think they all understand, dollar costing themselves out of crypto as far as, dollar costing themselves in, and being good players in the ecosystem, I mean,
yeah.
You shouldn't just dump all your Hex, I mean, I wouldn't advise it even in any situation. I think that if you like any buddy who's in the stock market, that's usually how they do is they dollar cost themselves out when they need to realize gains. Like their stockbroker will call them up and say, hey, it's time for you guys to take some profits. And like my buddy, I got a very wealthy buddy that his stockbroker calls him up and says, hey, I need you to spend this much money this year, of your stocks. You have to spend this much. And, and he does it. And he tells me these stories and I kind of cringe a little bit. Like, geez, boy, I wish I had a broker calling me up and telling me to spend that kind of money, And but that's that's responsible dollar costing out of. There's one thing a dollar cost in. It's another thing a dollar cost yourself out. Again,
I've been
the marble theory, taking instead of pouring all the marbles in your shirt and going home with half the jar, take a couple handfuls when you need them.
I've been torturing myself personally by figuring out how much a 15-year T-share costs, a single one. And so now when I go spend $35 or like if I go get groceries right for a week or two, and it's like, oh no, that's 3 or 4 T-shares, right? Because in the future, T-share is going to stand for 1,000 shares, right? Because people aren't going to ever have enough money to buy 1 trillion shares worth of future compound interest. It's like, T-shares are trillion shares right now that are going, if you stake for from now until 15 years or 5555 is something in between $30 and $40 per T-share. And then another psychology trick I would recommend to people, if you're wanting to, maybe not torture yourself, but if you're wanting to work on your emotions, right? Because that's one thing that we do in therapy, right? We work on our emotional regulation. And this is not financial advice, so I'm just going to say what I did. What I did is I worked on fear, and I worked on mastering fear over several months. What I did is I waited for crypto to go down, and then that's when I bought. And it was so painful. It hurt so much because when it went up, that's when I want to buy it. Yeah. And then when it went down, no, I don't need to buy anymore. But reversing that process for me, the only reason I could do it was because I was telling myself, master fear, and then you can worry about mastering greed once things work out better. And I'm thankful that's one of the tricks that allowed me to accumulate much more HEX than I would have had otherwise, was because I was practicing intentionally buying at a discount, buying the dip. Is when you work on your fear, then that's one of the things that you do that'll help you in projects that are so solid.
I mean, you can also break. So, like, what's the? I mean, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So let's just say you had figured this whole thing out, and like, damn, I want 1,000 shares, right? How long has HEX been alive for? For like basically a year, So that means if you had just tried to purchase yourself 3 shares, 4 shares a day, you would already be there already. It wasn't that difficult, man. That. Well, I can't make. I was gonna do a dolphin noise, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that right now.
That'll get memed all the fuck. What do you think?
But it's
it's you with little flippers and shit.
And to going
across the water.
Yeah, you're right. The time, like now it's a little bit harder to get the shares, but it's still super doable. We have the bonuses and stuff, and even after all this stuff, like after all this stuff calms down and stuff, like once we're like 6 months from now and everything's going, we're all gold grilling or whatever everyone says and everything, right? You still could actually dollar cost over time and be up in shares. You can still do the same thing. It's not that hard. Like, imagine if you buy 1 share a day. Like, let's just say it's impossible. There's no way I will never be a dolphin. I'll never do it. Oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? You can. It's just it might take a while. You could get yourself 1 share, 2 shares a day, or just 1 share a day. Or even 1
trillion shares.
A trillion shares, and you stake it. Eventually, you would get to your goal. If it's really what you want, you can get it, and you're early enough to get it. And eventually, you'll be doing this little every time you go out and stuff. Because when you start looking at your account, you look all the shares you got. You'll be saying, "I'm a gold grilling, Rolex wearing, Lambo driving, HEX staking son of a gun." And I'm having trouble keeping these goddamn gators down. And that's what's going to happen, man. Woo! Baby, woo! That's what's going to happen, man. Just like, I'm telling you, man.
Making history, like you
Making
guys
history.
say.
Definitely making history. Definitely making history. That's why I wanted to get on stream and put this show together, is to put all of us on record, put us all on being part of the historical record. I wanted to be part of this. And I wanted to help everybody else who wanted to be part of this have a platform to do so that we can put it out there. So
that's so awesome. Yeah. Thank you for being such an awesome leader, both of you.
Well, thanks, Matty, and thanks for doing what you do, man. I mean, we need more people streaming. We need more people who understand crypto, who've been in the trenches of crypto, who've done things like, put nodes together and program and read code and do all that stuff. We need people like that talking and speaking and letting every people out there know that we're not just a bunch of on the right side of history. Yep, that's right, Johnny. We are on the right side of history, and letting people like Mike know. Mike's not fudding us. Mike's not trying to be an asshole. Mike's got the same concerns that we've all had at one time or another. Right. He's here trying to get answers. He's here trying to understand. What makes you guys tick? What's going on in your brain? Are these guys a bunch of freaking Richard following freaking douchebag cult member? Guys? No, we're not. We're not. We understand the product. We understand HEX, and we're excited about it. So we're trying to bring it to everybody else so that everybody else can understand it too, because we know what it's going to do for crypto, because we know that the opposing forces are out there in force with their masses of followers speaking bullshit, spewing lies, and taking selfies and shaking their ass and doing all kinds of stupid fucking things out there in crypto that aren't helping anybody but themselves, by shilling freaking exchanges that are ripping people off, by shilling freaking trading platforms, by shilling fucking margin trading, by shilling, all of this bullshit freaking DeFi projects that are out there ripping people off today. It's
can we yell at people who are doing that?
Well, that's what we do every week.
Anthony Pompliano, Pomp, whatever your last name is, you should be ashamed of yourself. Listen, you're out there being a board member on some sort of like little thing where you give people interest for holding their Bitcoin. Are you kidding me?
BlockFi.
Are you kidding me? No, that's not what crypto is about. And you know what they're doing with that? They're taking it and they're giving it to the margin traders, and the margin traders are making it so they don't have to actually buy Bitcoin. And so institutions can get exposure to your volatility, right? And then your emotions go up and down, and it's just a mess. It's terrible. He's such a charming guy. I wish he was working for the right team. Maybe he'll come around, but not while his incentives are corrupt, right? Not while he's centralizing crypto. That's not. We're never going to win people over like that, right? Who have such a vested interest in this centralization. Centralization is threatening humanity on a bigger scale than just money. Centralization is monetizing our attention and making it so it costs me $1 to get a click on a Twitter ad, right? And that's because I'm competing for everybody's attention. And Facebook and all these social networks, right, are making it so you have to pay to get your message out there. And that's evil. That's going to lead to more corruption and centralization, and we really can't have that.
Yeah. It is, because it puts money in control. Like the lobbying powers that our government here faces. The consensus is not what's in control. It's consensus of who has the most money that's in control, and that's always the problem. That's always the problem. If you're trying to get consensus and let liberty take place or whatever, or some type of a democracy take place where the people are in charge of their own, well-being and their path forward, then you can't have power centralized within the moneyed interest, And that's what crypto has, is a bunch of moneyed interest, driving the narrative. And that's, it's wrong in a lot of ways. And that's what I'm hoping that we can change here. I mean, this platform, we have more viewers on our platform now than I see on all of the other influencers live streams going on.
For real.
We're literally right now blowing up almost 300. Yeah, we're close to 300 followers. So if you're following, like, comment, subscribe, hit that freaking button on the Dlive, guys, and push this out to your social medias and get people on the show, because what we're doing here is we're not taking money from anybody. We're actually distributing and disseminating information that is critical, vital, and important to people who are in crypto, especially newcomers that are coming in right now, because there is some excitement, because there is some movement in the price of Bitcoin, and crypto itself is starting to see a market cap grow. So there's a lot of new people coming into the space right now, and a lot of people coming back that got wrecked, back in the day that are looking at this DeFi. So it's up to people like us to go out there and say, hey, look, this isn't a sponsored message. We're just a group of people that care about crypto, that care about this project here, this product here. And we're trying to get the word out. And we're trying to tell people there's a better way to do crypto. And we're doing that without moneyed interest coming in. All of this is donations from you guys. The lemons you guys drop, the diamonds, the Ninja Guineas, Ski Cat coming here and dropping stuff on it. That's what's keeping us going and making our production value better, is you guys, it's the community. So, that's the other thing, to the chat room, to my, what was his name? Mike, was that his name?
Yeah. Mike Jones.
Mike, we're giving information so that people like you will feel welcome enough to come in and ask some questions, not get bashed, because look, I know you're not FUD, I know that you're trying to, ask questions. We know when somebody comes into FUD, they come in and they talk stupid shit and they say ridiculous things, and then they end up getting kicked out or they leave or whatever. But when people are asking legitimate questions and concerns that we've all had at one time or another, that's okay. And that's what we need to speak to. And you need to understand why we have wrapped our heads around it the way we have. So anyway, also Darber 68, look, man, I hear you. I hear what you're saying as far as, being welcomed into the chats. I take everybody's questions. I try, and the people that are banned in the Mousetrip's in there. Cool. I
know he's alive. Yeah.
Anybody that gets banned in the chat was from people not liking you talking shit or whatever. And usually everybody comes to me and asks if they can, I usually take you off. That means that you cared enough. There's some people in there that just got ridiculous or whatever and put some stupid shit in there. So they're just banned completely. But if you're asking legitimate questions and you have legitimate concerns, then, you're welcome here. You're welcome. And you're welcome to pick our brains for those answers, because I don't want people to think that Hexicans, I know on Twitter, we all jump on people and we have our fun, and we'll swarm them like freaking murder hornets or whatever when they talk shit. But here on the show, I don't ban anybody. I don't kick anybody. I open the show up on Fridays for everybody to come in, because I want there to be discourse. That's what the name of the show is, Discourse Syndicate. I want us all to talk about this stuff, and so that you can, feel like you understand it like we do. It's not, it's not a dictatorship here. It's not we're not paid to promote HEX. We're here to disseminate information and to talk about it and to try and understand it better. And we try and do it with as smart of people as we can find. And that's why Maddie's here. That's why DC's on. That's why we got guys like Coffee and Hexo and Johnny Chaos and Gary and all these guys that come on the show, and Motley, and gosh, man, we've got Randy Hilarski. We got who else do we got?
Brian.
So many smart people that come on the show and dissect this like nobody's business. So anyway,
I think Mike Jones makes really great music, but you've got competition if you're trying to make Hex music. Mike Jones is an American rapper, of course, and So we love it when famous people get involved in HEX. But like I said, you're gonna have to like really win us over with your next hit, because you've got a lot of competition in the space.
Right, man. These Hex rappers are out here, bro. They're out here, bro. I'm telling you, man. We taking over the streets. We're hitting #1 on the charts and stuff. You'll see, worldwide, baby, worldwide.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Motley just said, funny how not a single hater comes on the streams. Not once. I mean, I open this motherfucker up every Friday. Come on, bring it. Come on. You want to come on the show and ask your questions and talk crap about Hex? Here it is. And I ain't the smartest guy in Hex either. So bring it to me. They won't even bring it to me. You know, I'm not the smartest guy in crypto. They can come wreck the shit out of me if they wanted with all of their knowledge, but they haven't come on this show to try and, say anything. So
definitely, man, the chats are lining up, man. I'm having trouble keeping up with the comments, man. Yeah. Big
Mike Jones says, my rap career ended, dude. Got caught wearing a dress.
Oh.
Well, that shouldn't end your rap career. There's other places for you to go now once you
got it. California, San Francisco.
Come rap for Hex,
Yeah, come wrap it up in Hex, baby. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Richard tweeted us out tonight.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. That is cool.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks, Richard. Right on. So let's see what we got here going on in the chat. Hey guys, if you're new or if you're just picking us up on Dlive, stick around. We are giving 3.69 million Hex away, and you're going to want to stick around so that you can qualify. YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Stay in the chat. Stay active in the chat, because you're going to want to get to be part of this giveaway. 3.69 million Hex given away. We are at 0.09 or 0.009, almost a penny right now. So that just tells you about how much it's worth dollar wise.
Why is it 369? What's the significance of that?
Well, 369 has all kinds of significant. It's our inflation rate. Let me put some money in the chest. I haven't put any money.
I love that. I remember when you announced, it's going from 1 million Hex giveaway to 3.69 million.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Again, it's not me that's putting this together. This is from one of our community members, Ski Cat, and that's what he offered. He offered us 1 million Hex giveaway, and then he offered us 3.69. Hey, Hex Shark, thanks for the diamond. 3.69. Damn, she fine.
Bro, man, we should call this a DS pump right now, man. We up, bro. Woo.
Are we up?
We up, man. 95. We are 5 little percentage points away.
Come on, Whale, jump in there.
Bitcoin moving over.
Come on, back to a penny, baby. You should have bought that dip. My pockets, they hurting. My Hex is gleaming.
Let me read this real quick. And it says, hey media, this is Richard just tweeted this out.
Yeah.
Hey media, if you could cover the end of Hex's launch in a few days, where about 1/3 of the supply is being credited once and only once, it'd be awesome. Market cap currently at 3.9 billion. It would be awesome if Hex got some of the credit due for 100% uptime and 263. Let me say that one more time. 263x price increase. Thanks. 263 fucking X. Oh man, how many people bought Hex in February, March, April, May?
Sir.
How many people FOMO day one and felt bad about it Oh, you don't have to feel bad about it anymore. No more. Oh man. Mousetrap. There he is. Man, dude, I missed you. Where you been? First thing I see him say, RG3 is going to buy a new handbag after big payday.
A new handbag.
Not giving mouse trip. First day he came in here talking shit. I gave him admin rights.
Oh my god! It's called a gangster handbag.
So when media outlets, when they find out about HEX, like, what is their incentive to tell everybody instead of just to snatch some up for themselves? I mean, if they really understand it, the game theory, I think in a lot of ways prevents new people from sharing the good word of HEX right away, which is incredibly bullish for after big payday. I mean, it's just, it's mind-boggling. I think everybody who's so involved in the space and who's getting their messages amplified, like, you know, we're all in, right? And so we don't have anything to lose by telling other people, right? But people who aren't all in have every incentive to kind of just wait, or maybe FUD, or just wait, right? And to keep buying and to not tell everybody. It's kind of a selfish thing that people can do to keep it to themselves. But you know, maybe they'll start talking about it. I think
it's going to take time. I mean, what's going on with the media is that they're, I don't know, they're kind of afraid and stuff. So I think they like, if they're going to, when they're going to start talking about hexes once this whole AA thing's over, once it's a little more simpler to explain, and they feel like, because you know, like they made fun of us, they shit on us and stuff, and now they're like, oh, this is real, but damn, they're tiptoeing into it and stuff, because there's a lot of secret hexagons that we don't know about. I mean, for real.
Well, yeah, I mean, how many of us really know? I mean, a lot of the early staker class are probably, you know, dolphins. Maybe a few sharks out there. Yeah. But there's a whole, you know, there's about 100 people that are sitting on those top wallets that, you know, I don't know if any of us really know who those folks are. I mean, those 13 whales, I might have gotten a few DMs from maybe a couple of them, but there's 13 of them out there that have put a significant amount of coin into HEX and staked it for a long time. So I still say that the biggest whales haven't gotten into HEX yet.
Preach it, Captain.
The biggest whales haven't. There's so much crypto money out there and so much fiat money out there that once they see the value of HEX that can come into this. I mean, there's way bigger whales than are in right now that can. I mean, like I've said this before. If some of the whales that are out there that are actually looking at this to probably get in, if they had the money that the HEX whales have now, they'd fucking jump off a building and kill themselves. Because, you know, they're worth that kind of money. So there's so much there's so much that can still happen here. And again, everybody who's in here, everybody who's staked. So all of you hexicans out there that are staked right now, I want you to understand something. This is history. You own before big payday, before the big share price increase, all of you here own what we call Genesis shares. You own Genesis shares. Never, ever, ever will the price of HEX shares be what it is before big payday. And if you're staked out, because it starts growing exponentially after that, big payday is going to blow the share price out of the water. Richard tweeted it today. I'm going to tell you right now, you got to read in between the lines of Richard's tweets. Yeah. You really got to pay attention to his tweets and watch the direction of HEX and watch what it's doing, because they're very prophetic. And that is so important right now to understand that you own Genesis shares before big payday shares. And those are going to be very, very valuable to people in years to come. It's going to be, you own Genesis shares. Wow.
You know when it's going to hit people? On the last, well,
The day after is when it's going to hit people when they see the fair price. when you finally unstake, a matured stake and in the end of November, December, January, and you go to restake and you look at how much that hex is worth in share value, that's when it's going to hit you in the fucking head like a fucking brick. You're going to be like, holy shit. Wow, this has changed.
Because
and then your old bags are going to look so good at that point. They're so good.
But part of the game theory that I didn't understand until you guys said it is, and let me know if this is true, because I had been studying hex for a year, and I didn't realize that your big payday bonus doesn't act like other interest if you don't serve every single day of your stake, and that blew my mind and made me even more bullish.
Well, I've been told a couple of different things, but it does. It ends up in your share pile, and gosh, I've been told two different things on this, and I hope that I am correct in understanding what I understand now. It adds to your pile of already gathered interest, so automatically that's going to be into the interest column on your stakes, and then you are going to realize those gains in percentages as you cross over your 50% staked mark. You start to accumulate, almost like vacation time or anything else. You accumulate them after the 50% point. Once your principal is secured, then you start to gain your interest on that last. Now, from what I understand is all the way even up to the last day before your stake ends, you lose a significant amount. And I am not sure 100%, and this is something we can ask Kyle on Friday.
Yeah.
Is that if you still get, I was told, and this is my thought now, because I was told that you retain your big payday bonus also, just like you did your accumulated interest. So if you unstake the day before, I don't think you, which you shouldn't, of course, but you still lose a significant amount, and I don't know if it's all or just 50% the significant amount of your
50. Wow.
50. Yeah. Okay. So let's just say you have a stake for 365 days, 1 year, right? And you emergency unstake at 364. You'll get 50% of you'll get your full principal, 50% your interest, and 50% of the big payday. You one extra day more, you get the other 50%.
Wow.
So funny, dude. Woo, that's a stick. Damn, man. So I if you're that close, man, like this is also true. Like people can maybe live with that. No, well, whatever. I wanted to FOMO into the price or whatever, right? I wanted to FUD out or FOMO into the hex price pump mooning. Where it gets pretty crazy is that's a lot of hex on the big stakes. This is why I've been saying for a long time, like I don't think we have a lot of 555s and a lot of 10s and a lot of 11s and 14s, and I don't think they're gonna make it, man, because once you get past the once you get past the halfway point, let's just say you got a 10-year stake and you're year 8, you'll get 35-40% of your interest. If you know how much the share rate is and everything like that, you know how much. That's a lot of hex. So your hands like this over the button. Like,
that's why I made the RG3 staking wall, because I put a bunch of stakes out at 555, other than the ones that I put out there strategically and intentionally. I put a little wall out there of hex, that if hex after year 10 or so, if after year 10 hex moons, and we just have a crazy freaking $3-4 uptick or something, it's hex is $5, $7. I want to have a stake there that I can say, what, fucking it, give me that shit now. I'll emergency unstake it and take that right now, because I wanted some gains. And
sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it is worth it.
Well, yeah, and if you staked year one, if you have Genesis shares, why not be able to take advantage of a little bit of that,
Right.
and I didn't put just one stake out there. I put I put a whole wall of them out there so that I could take one or two,
Yeah.
and on a big big ass pump, and say, hey, emergency, and stake that one and realize those gains, even if it's just the principal on that is worth, so.
There's an economic theory, I guess, called Exter's pyramid.
Mhm.
And it says that the hardest money is the money that will win, and also that people will spend their less desirable money first. So if you have something that is the hardest form of money ever to be created, like HEX, right? Then the game theory on that and the psychology on that is that you'll get rid of your fiat dollars first. Because it's less valuable, of course, and so that could play a significant part in the story of HEX, I think, as well. Is this idea that because this is the hardest form of money, this is why I love Bitcoin, is because Bitcoin are going to get Bitcoin will get everybody within one step of understanding HEX, and then we get to help them take their final step, right? Down the pyramid into harder money, right? You've got fiat. I mean, look at this. This is the real $100 trillion bill, right? From Zimbabwe, and the real 1 cent bill from Zimbabwe. And that was made in the same year that Satoshi was designing Bitcoin, right? 2007, 2008, hyperinflation. Now, the United States doesn't have hyperinflation. We just have inflation where they steal half of your savings every 15 years, right? Like, that's not so bad, is it? Let's just throw negative interest rates on top of that, right? And then we can tax people too, right? That's going to be good for people's mental health, right? That's going to make people well and productive and take care of themselves into the future. Wait, no, it's not going to do that. Sorry, we need something better. We need HEX to come in and to change the psychology of people's relationship with their future selves, right? We need people, like, when I stake HEX, I think of it as I'm sending money to my future self, and I'm creating all these incentives for me to take better care of myself now, right? Because I want to be healthy when I get to those rewards. And so this idea of paying yourself in the future, I think it's going to be gamified. I think there are going to be apps that are created that where you pay yourself to achieve health goals. But I also think just HEX by itself right now as a finished product is going to make people healthier. And I think I think it's going to become super obvious once people start looking around at the HEX community and realizing that this is a different community than other cryptos and other communities in general, that this is a group of people who is helping each other, who is working on themselves. And so I'm just so pumped to have found the right group of people.
Let me address somebody in the chat real quick. Salty is having a little trouble, and I want to straighten his ass out real quick. Sure. So end game for HEX is just stake. Whoa. If I have crypto savings, I want access. Is a store of value, not to store and maybe go up in 10 years. All right, let me straighten you the fuck up there, Salty. First of all, what I was talking about was simply a staking strategy in case, and that's not a moon. When I say HEX at $3, $5, $7, that's a fucking stratospheric jump. That's not a moonshot. We're talking HEX is at 1 penny. 1 penny. If it goes to, that's a stratospheric jump. I was talking about a strategy to be able to capitalize on that if it happens once or twice in a 15-year period. I wasn't saying that's when it's going to moon, you stupid fuck. But anyway, what I'm also saying, Salty, is that if you want access to your HEX, you got access to it. You can stake it for however long you want. And if you'd like, you can emergency and stake it. So your comments are coming from a place of you don't know what you're talking about yet. So you can come in here and start concern trolling or trolling the chat and saying that Hex isn't what it's supposed to be or whatever. And why would I get in this? And why would I get in that? You're not here to learn. You're here to try and FUD. You're here to try and talk shit. So save your shit, sit back, shut up, take the cotton out of your fucking ears and put it in your mouth and listen to what's going on around here. All right. And then you can start commenting after you learn a little something there, Scooter. Anyway, that's that. Didn't mean to slam you too hard there, buddy, but you're in a place where we're talking about intelligent things and you're asking stupid fucking questions. So sit back and listen for a while before you start asking those questions and ask intelligent questions.
Damn. There are good and bad things about being time locked, right? I mean, you're saving yourself from yourself, right? In a lot of ways. And so when you stake and then you become a millionaire, right? And then you have to keep waiting. That's going to be aggravating, and that's going to require some emotional work, right? Yeah. To be fighting, to not be fighting with yourself, right? And to be enjoying the truth and the promises that you're making to yourself, and planning ahead, right? I think Hex, from a neuroscience perspective, Hex is a very prefrontal cortex type of behavior or activity, right? When you invest in Hex and when you stake for the future, you have to be able to imagine what the future is going to be like, and you have to plan for it. And it's requires a lot of discipline and decision making, and is going to really reward people who keep their word to themselves and who delay gratification. And it's going to be paying out proportionally way more to people who delay gratification even more. And so what we're going to have is there's going to be a value transfer in society, I suspect, between people who don't respect delayed gratification and people who do, right? And that's going to be a great thing for society, I think, when the people who are gaining the most wealth are the ones who are demonstrating this healthy behavior to others. It's a really cool thing psychologically, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's taking the crypto psychology in the right direction. That's what I think.
And now we're muted.
Oh, what's going on? Legit ripping on RG3. Yeah, I don't care. You can rip on me all you want. Look, go ahead and rip on me. I don't care. I've been called worse things by much better people, so just go right on ahead. So it doesn't bother.
Man, that's a quote right there, bro. Feel you, bro.
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, baby.
And
all
right. So Maddie, what have you wanted to ask us? You've been in since, you're a day oneer. You've been around the Hex product for a long time, right?
Yes.
What did you want to ask us coming in here?
Well, I definitely wanted to ask about the question we addressed earlier when it comes to whether the big payday bonus acts the same way as the interest that's generated already in terms of the penalties. But I would also love to hear more about your guys' backstories, because I may not have been paying attention during some parts of the project.
You're asking me to lay on your couch, Maddie?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the prop that I need here, right? Like,
that's what you should have. You have a couch back there, so everybody. I'm not talking casting couch, you freaking clowns out in the chat. He's a mental health worker. He's not a sex worker. He's a mental health worker.
So, how do you cope with fear and greed in this space?
Well, it's look. I'm experienced in the world. I've got a family, career. I've, set myself up for retirement outside of crypto. I've always kept crypto in its proper place, which was, it was a small percentage of my earnings, of my savings, of my risk. It only encompasses about 10% of any at risk that I have as far as my future savings and whatnot. I made sure that I always didn't put my eggs in the crypto basket. I've seen a lot of people get wrecked. I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money and get wrecked, go to jail, do all kinds of stupid stuff with their gains. So for my mental health, I've never put it in a position where that it can affect my mental health. I've always kept crypto in its proper place. This is a hobby for me. I'm serious about it because it is a pet project, because it is something that is near and dear to my heart, especially this project now, this product now, HEX. But I've always tried to keep it in its proper place where it's not going to affect my life adversely if there was to be some type of a downturn. So for people to put it in that position, I think that's a dangerous place to put crypto, because and it's said by everybody in this community from the top down, crypto dumps 80 to 90%. And if you're putting your eggs in a basket that can dump 80 to 90%, you're putting yourself in a position to get hurt. So you need to be very, very cautious. You need to make sure that crypto is in its proper place in your life, and don't allow
excellent advice.
Don't allow it to be 50%, 25%. It is an experiment right now, guys. It's an experiment. And until HEX, in my opinion, it was a failed experiment. And it did that in 2018. It failed. Crypto failed. It wasn't a store of value. And the only people that were rich were the exchanges and the people that were holding big bags of the stuff from the early days. Not you guys. Not any of you that are sitting here trying to make a buck, trying to get rich in crypto. No, not you guys. People that got in before have big bags of real crypto. Those 2,000 Bitcoin. I don't think there's any of those 2,000 wallets sitting in this stream right now. You guys aren't one of them. So crypto needs to be in its proper place in your life, in my opinion, to keep your fucking mental health.
Dollar cost?
DC?
Just give me 1 minute. How do I handle... Probably by thinking like a normal person, probably. So what I do is I look at a market, and I always try to think of what would I do if I was a guy with $100 or $1,000? How would I play this? And then I make sure that I play the opposite game.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I always sort of, no, not the opposite. Sometimes they're right. It's just experience over time. Once you've been through enough of you've been through 2017. You've been through that entire fall where nobody wanted to get into crypto, then the ramp up, and you see a lot of these small communities starting to bubble up and stuff. I saw HEX coming up from the entire beginning. I've seen other communities as well where like there's nobody in it, and success, magic, right? So you start getting sort of a pulse on the trigger to like how the greed and the fear. So actually, some communities are too bearish. They're like real. I'm serious. There's communities out here that are too bearish on themselves. Other ones are a little too FOMO-inducing, and honestly, HEX just feels just right. It's like the Three Little Bears, man. I'm telling you, man. That porridge.
Goldilocks and the three cryptos.
3 cryptos, man. And HEX is just right. There are some cryptos that are too bullish. Yeah. Too bullish. XRP, $589 per XRP. Okay, sure. You know what I mean? Just things like that, but like. It's just basically looking at all the people, right? I mean, always look at like what are the new people in your crypto doing, and then look at what are the OGs doing. Then look at what are the media sources doing, and just kind of get like an overall pulse for it and figure out who's right on it and stuff, and then just do your own research. You know, you like people don't do that enough, right? They always, obviously we use YouTubers to like figure out information on the crypto. That's a very key part of my way of how I research cryptocurrency. But
so let me jump in on that real quick, because you know, we always say that, do your own research.
Yeah.
How fucking crypto smart are you though? How crypto smart is everybody out there? How many people can actually look at a product, at a project, at a crypto and say they understand it? They know. I mean, how many people out there have researched a crypto and then got wrecked? I mean, it's very hard to be efficient, or what do you call it? Proficient in understanding how to read code or how to understand a crypto. There's so much minutia out there. It's very, very difficult. And that's why, you know, we've had so many conversations and we've been able to sit on stream for 2, 3, 4 hours a night, because we can talk about this stuff ad nauseum, because it's not easy to understand, you know. I mean, I've been around crypto for a long time, but I am by far a freaking expert. I'm by far as good as you, both of you guys sitting here, and understanding a product, a crypto product from the inside and out. You know, it took me a long time to understand and wrap my head around HEX. And to this day, I'm still, you know, understanding, like for instance, we were just talking about big payday and how you realize the gains on that and what happens if you emergency and stake that, how many, you know, there's still little things that we're still learning, you know, we're still trying to understand. So, I mean, what is your crypto acumen? How good are you going to be to go out there and discover something? But let me add to that by saying, you know, in the chat room, they were just saying, well, you know, it's really not a failed experiment, that crypto is going to be a store of value eventually. And I believe that, even though I say, hey, put crypto in its place, only let it be, you know, hobby money or fun money or whatever, you know, 10% of your savings that you would blow anyway on something else, you know, if you put it in that place. But I do believe that crypto can be that store of value, can be a place where institutional money will want to come and invest, such as into a HEX, you know, something like HEX, because it's an immutable contract. So institutional money could feel safe putting it into a project like HEX eventually, you know, and it's the closest thing to that I've seen. So yes, I do, even though I talk like I do believe in crypto and its future, and it does have a bright one if products like HEX continue to come out and continue to advance crypto in the right direction versus all of the bullshit that we've seen so far. So, hey, we hit freaking 301 live viewers tonight. Thanks everybody for jumping on and watching us. We appreciate it. Don't go away. If you're on here, you have a chance to win 3.69 million HEX. 3.69 million. We're taking qualifiers tonight. All you got to do is follow us on Dlive, subscribe to us on YouTube, and that's Discourse_Syndicate, and then follow me on the Twitter, and that's RG3_pirate. Once you've done those three things, we are choosing from the chat room tonight 3 qualifiers that will qualify for a spin that is going to happen on the 18th and 19th, somewhere in between the 18th and the 19th, on our 24-hour stream with the Hexologist. We're going to be spinning the wheel and giving away that 3.69 million HEX. But you can qualify tonight. So if you stick on the stream, you're one of the 300 viewers that we've had tonight. You could qualify to win that. So stick around for a few more minutes. We're gonna get to that in a second.
Everybody wins a free education.
And everybody wins a free education here, or a slap in the face, or some bullshit that we spew talking about.
So I think along with the awesome discussion we're having about what is it, how do we do our own research, right? And how do we educate ourselves and educate each other? And one thing that sticks out to me that Richard has said is that the game changed, right? He talks about when the plus token Ponzi took over and sucked up all the Bitcoin out of China and made it so anybody who would ever invest in China in crypto now is wrecked, right? Is never going to do it again. They learned their lesson. They're never going to use crypto, right? And now we got bags dumped on us from the plus token Ponzi, right? For however long the bear market was, right? Like, and like, I don't know, should I be thanking the plus token Ponzi for like giving me $3,800 Bitcoin? I don't really think so, right? Because they stole that from somebody. And but I think when the game changes, right, then you've got a big group of people who really don't understand the game anymore, and they're so used to having understood it all and being the experts, right? And so then they have an identity crisis, right? And then they dig even deeper, right? And then they refuse, right? They put up their walls and their ivory towers, and they refuse to debate Richard, right? Let's yell at all those people right now, okay? Let's yell at all the influencers who are too scared to debate Richard, right? How long are you going to be scared? How long are you going to be on the wrong side of history? I can't wait to see people with their, their tails between their legs coming over to the HEX side, right? And doing their apology. I love Richard released the how-to guide the other day, how to give a good apology, right? And so let's keep circulating that and making sure that all the Bitcoin influencers and the other people in the crypto space, like, they'll be able to use that knowledge, and then they'll be able to get it right when they make their apology.
Yeah. Hey, Salty, thanks for the diamonds. And I didn't mean to be so hard on you. Appreciate that. Maybe I did mean to be that hard on you, but appreciate the diamonds, bro. Pour out liquor for the fallen influencers. Yeah, pouring out for the fallen influencers. Yeah, for the homie influencers.
Hey, Maddie, people in the chat are asking, what chair do you have?
Me?
Oh, wow.
That's the one I'm getting. That's the one I'm getting.
Oh, this is like $100 chair from like Office Depot or
That's
something.
the one that you told me to get, DC.
Right.
That's that same one. It's comfortable as fuck, man. I sat on it the other day. It was nice. But now I forgot I lost my chain of thought. Damn it. What were you just talking about, man?
For the dead influencers.
Oh, the apologies. I don't want any apologies. Coming from those people, that doesn't mean anything to me anymore, because I've watched what they've done and what they've done to crypto, what they've done to the space, the lies that they've told, the laziness, the shilling for their own bags, the shilling for their sponsors. I've watched them. You guys are all fucking corrupt. You guys have all been a disservice to crypto. You guys have all screwed your people out of HEX, out of 263X. Is that what we said earlier?
Yeah. Of
gains. It's a crime what you guys have done. I don't want your apologies. You people mean nothing to me. You guys, we are the influencers. History, we are on the right side of history. You guys, all of you guys that have been blocking me and blocking all of us Hexicans, you guys are on the wrong side of history. You guys are going to be the ones that look like goddamn fools. I don't need no apologies from those people. My apology is going to be history. My apology is going to be my bags, which has already done what I couldn't even imagine or dream for them to be. So screw you guys. You guys suck. You guys are going to have to pay the price eventually for what you've done. And that's going to be my apology. I don't need anything from any of them. They can all just go suck fucking eggs for all I care.
You guys, I'm going home. Beautiful. I'm so happy I'm getting my chair tomorrow.
Oh, man, I want to get mine. Come on, Dlive.
I'm glad I opted for that stuff sometimes, because you get tired of sitting down in a chair if your chair sucks.
Oh, I got a bad chair, Bo. You don't even know. This chair is like I should be put in freaking jail for sitting in this chair. It's so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
Oh. But
that's cool, man. That salty guy, he turned around. Look at that. Now a Hex again. honey versus vinegar, you guys.
Did he subscribe? How come Mousetrip doesn't have a subscription? What the fuck, Mousetrip?
Yeah, Mousetrip, what's wrong with you, bro?
He's got a banhammer and no subscription. What is up with that, dude? I wouldn't tell anybody to subscribe because it costs some lemons, but Mousetrip, come on, bro. Or maybe he's just been gone for a little while. Put a pillow on your chair. I do. I have freaking 3 pillows on my chair.
3 pillows.
Look, if I take them out, look where I end up. I got 3 pillows on my chair.
No, I feel you, man.
Oh, shit. Okay. But yeah, anyway.
Hey, you guys, lemon fight.
What's that?
I'm doing a lemon fight.
Oh, lemon fight?
Lemon fight.
I don't even know if I can. Can I even put anything? Oh, let me put some more money in the chest.
Do they KYC you for the lemons?
No. I don't think so. Can't remember. I don't think so.
All hail Tron.
There, I just put a little more in the chest there. There we go. Oh shit! Lemon fight. Let me. There. I'm gonna lemon fight the chest.
Lemon fight.
What is the chest? I never figured that out.
Oh, it's right here.
You never figured out the chat?
The chest. The Dlive chest.
Oh, the Dlive chest. So Dlive, there's a treasure chest that all the donations that are coming in right now, the lemons. I don't get all the lemons. The stream doesn't get all the lemons. A portion of those lemons go to Dlive stream, and then the rest come to the show. So all the lemons that are flowing through right now, Dlive is actually getting pieces of. Now, as we become a partner, a verified partner, they call it, our chest now our chest is going to grow. They actually, as everybody's chatting and donating, they take another portion of that and put it in the chest.
Right.
So Dlive's just not taking it all. They're actually donating to the chest also. So as we become verified partners, it doubles in speed and how big the chest gets. So our chest is actually going to start growing faster now with everybody donating, everybody being part of it. So all of what I put in there, hey, Motley, Lambo, so we can haul away all these lemons. Thanks, Motley.
And is that just the lemons, or is it the ice creams too?
Well, the ice creams too. Everything that comes in it. So there's it's all valued in lemons. So Ninjet is worth 10,000 lemons. A Ninja Guinea is worth 1,000. So Motley just dropped 1,000 lemons on us with this Ninja Guinea. Corey, an investor, just donated a diamond. We're the best community. The countdown continues. Yes. And the diamond that he gave us, that's worth 200 or 100. And then ice creams are worth 10 lemons. And then a lemon is worth a lemon, of course. So I think a lemon costs you somewhere around, what is it like? Let's see here. Let me look at this.
It's like 3 cents.
I think so.
I'm trying to find the exact share you bought. I'm just trying to remember what it was.
Oh, so it's $1.53 for 88 lemons. For 288 lemons, it's $4.04. So for 1,000, for 1,100 and 88 lemons, it's $15.34.
Okay, so for 1,000 lemons, it's $15, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so it's roughly 15 divided by 1,000. Yeah, it's about a penny and a half per lemon.
So it's like a hex. It's
a hex.
So it's almost a lemon is all-time high hex.
That should tell you how good a deal hex is right now. Not financial advice, of course.
That's so cool. I love that. I
Yeah.
Like tip you guys and
well, it makes your stream instantly. It instantly monetizes your stream. So that's why we've always promoted it or whatever. And then, of course, on YouTube, you have certain parameters you have to meet in order to monetize. We haven't done so. Just to keep them off our backs.
Yeah. So I'll link right now the chair I got in the chat.
Oh, the chair you got?
Yeah.
That's the one you sent me before, right?
Yeah, I got a Herman Miller one.
It's not let me see. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna order me a chair before the 24-hour. That is full show. Can't do that without it. So
that's a pretty good chair right there. But the one I linked you to from, I can't remember where it was. It was Office Depot or Office Max, or where the hell what's that from? It's actually a pretty good chair. It's pretty highly reviewed and stuff too. If you only want to spend like $200-300 on a chair, it's a really good chair. The one I linked in chat, that one's a little expensive, especially if you mod it and stuff. It can be like over like a G.
So I guess Hexo invited me to the 24-hour chat. So I'm like,
oh, you're gonna be joining us
to be in there. I'm gonna be prepared. I don't want to say anything, but I've got all my preparations in place. So
good for you. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time on that one. That's for sure. And then we're gonna have our countdown, and it's a 24-hour stream. That's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. Let's see. Refurb Herman Miller Arion chairs on eBay, way cheaper. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some really good deals on them too and stuff. Just got to get them. Got to be very, very careful when you are buying like refurbished and stuff to make sure you're getting from a good dealer.
Right on. All right. Well, we are coming to a slowdown here in our stream, and we're getting up on 3 hours. So I try not to keep unless we've got something really crazy going on. I don't want to over 3 hours, but I appreciate everybody. So we'll see you guys all later next week or in Wednesday. See ya. Just kidding.
Thursday, Hexologist on Thursday. Check it out.
So what it's time for is we need to do the qualifier. Ooh. So we are at over 300 people in the chat room, and we'll release the Kraken too. I'll let the chess go, but first of all, we're going to pick our 3 winners from the streams tonight. Yeah, the Wheel of Death. I'm going to do it right now, Motley. Don't worry. Everyone's getting all square. All right. So let me get down here. And first of all, I have my European choices for the stream. All of our Australian, New Zealand, Asian, European people that cannot get on the stream because of time constraints. I have got all of your names in a hat here, and I am going to pick from them.
Ni hao.
What's that?
Ni hao. Hello?
Ni hao.
All right. First one, Crypto Nomad. She's going to be so glad that so she finally sent me a message, and I said, well, this is going to qualify for your message for Crypto Nomad. See, your lucky thing I put you in. She was like, oh no, anyway, but Crypto Nomad, I don't know if you guys know her on Twitter. She has her own stream, but she got picked today because she happened to DM me today, and I said, hey, you're from Europe. Why don't you make it an entry? So she did, and she got a spot on the Wheel of Death. All right, next up. Otto Daddy, Otto Kriminger, Otto Daddy. Let's just call you Otto Daddy. The rest of it you'll have to explain to me. But Otto Daddy, that's our second qualifier. And that last but not least, the glove.
Claw.
The glove. So the glove, Otto Daddy, and Crypto Nomad. I freaking love her. She's got the best hair in the world, and that's cool. So now that's like 3 women that we've got on the Wheel of Death now, I think. So good job, guys. So that is our Eurasian picks for the Wheel of Death today. Now, let's go ahead and choose one from.
Sure.
Maddie, do you have? Are you looking at the Dlive stream
Or YouTube stream?
Should I?
Nope. But okay. All right, everybody. I'm going to tell you what you got to put in the chat first. So there has to be a single message so that we can no spamming. If you spam and I go back and look at the messages, you're done. I will kick you off of the Wheel of Death. So you don't want to do that. So only one time, because this is all recorded. I can see all the chats. I can go back and verify that your name was only entered in there once, and people have been kicked off. So don't do it. Who was our guy that came in that kind of switched his opinion around and I blasted him? Salty. So what I want everybody to put in chat is Salty. Everybody chat out Salty with your name in there. He is our honored guest tonight. So you just put in Salty and we're gonna choose. We'll give you guys a few minutes to get everything in there. Fraud. Salty. There it is. Now they're coming. Here we go. Putting it in. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Only once. Only one entry, or you will be
I'm sitting on
removed. Because now I have my All right.
Which chat first?
All right. I'm gonna choose from Dlive first.
Go further, prayer.
And kaboom! Oh, another woman, Serena Alonzi. Let me write that down. Serena Alonzi. Man, have you guys seen her stream? Serena has a stream that you guys can go to on YouTube. She's Serena Alonzi, and she does a whole bunch of cool hex stuff and hex streams. And Richard puts her stuff out on, and he tweets her stuff out. So check out Serena. Why don't you go ahead and pick from within the YouTube one there, DC?
All right. I'll close my eyes for this. 3, 2.
Maddie, you can see the YouTube chat, right?
There
Inside.
you go. Grant, congratulations, sir.
If you click on comments, yeah.
I can see Dlive better.
Who did you get there, DC?
Grant Carstill.
Grant.
Congratulations, sir.
Carstill. Congratulations, you are a participant on the Wheel of Death. And let's see, 340 people on stream live. 340 live on stream. All right. So, Maddie, what are you looking in the comments section? Click on the comments up there.
I can see the comments, and I can also see Dlive now too.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to flip this coin right here.
Okay.
Anybody can see this coin? Nobody knows what this is, do they? Anyway.
Sacagawea?
No. So wait, I gotta pick a heads and a tails on this coin. So this is gonna be heads. So heads is gonna be YouTube. And it's tails. So Dlive gets the final choice. Go ahead, Maddie. Scroll through there and just randomly choose without looking at names. Turn away and put your finger on the screen and grab one.
And it has to say salty.
It has to say salty, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got Hex Wanger.
Hex what?
Hex
Wanger. Like WENGER. Oh, it says go to Dlive. That's not still salty. All right, I got to do it again.
Oh
no, bung it again.
Okay, somebody else said me.
All right, people say salty, all right?
You just
Michaela 81,
You gotta spell it for me.
MICHELE 81, salty.
MICHEALE, right?
It's MICHELE 81.
Michael 81. So Michael 81, Grant Carstel, and Serena Alonzi. Dang, 2 women tonight. And streaming Hexicans. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, everybody. Just make sure that when I go through here that I don't see you on there twice. Let's see, where's Mousetrip at? I see Mousetrip.
Friday, I was so surprised.
What's that?
I had been entering like all the time each Discourse Syndicate, and somebody chose my name on Friday. I'm in the drawing. I was so excited.
Oh yeah, man.
Good. So the glove, Auto Daddy, Crypto Nomad, Serena Alonzi, Grant Carstel, and Michael 81. Congratulations, you guys are all got a spot on the wheel of death. All right, everybody. I am going to find. We're gonna do a raid tonight. I want everybody to, everyone who's in Dlive, or if you're in YouTube, just come on over to Dlive, and we're gonna go do a raid on a crypto stream. Let's see. That's his first stream test. Here's one right here. He's only got 2. He's only got 3. Wow, that's kind of let's freaking blow these guys' minds, right? Let's see.
Hey guys, it's been a huge honor, and I've learned a lot, and it's just I love talking to other people who know so much about crypto. It's something that I don't always get to do, and so it's really been awesome.
Well, right on. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you being part of the community and getting out there and streaming. It's what we need. It's what Hex needs. We need people out there spreading the good word, and you are definitely doing that with your streams and your.
Have a story. If you have a story about how you're feeling really healthy because of Hex, or if you're going through some emotions, right? Because the price is going up and down. Check out hextherapy.live after Hexologist this Thursday. We would love to have you there. And
oh, here we go. These guys are talking cha money. Okay. This is a money stream. Let's go talk to these guys. They don't have many people. We're going to blow their minds. They got like 15 people here. We're going to blow their minds. Let's see. Let me see. I'm here. Gives a minute. Let me host this guy. All right, guys. I'm going to send you guys all over here to just blow this guy's stream up. See if we can host. What did I just say his name was? Damn it. Where's he at? There. Oh, almost. Chaos and mayhem. Those guys. There they are. Oh, shit. Gives them. All right. Gives.
Chat wants the chest.
Oh, I'm going to put the chest out too.
this is so cool.
Okay, let me go to give the chest away first. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. God, they get so fucking angry when I don't give the chest. And distribute rewards. Here it comes. Get ready. You guys are dropping like flies already, too. 20 seconds. 19. Counter's going down. Don't leave. It's there.
Everybody with Hex staking.
Did it come? And there it is. Those rewards were distributed, right?
Woo. Yep.
Good job, everybody. Now let's go raid this dude. Gives a minute. And hosting, and go hexify them. Let's see. There it is. All right, guys, go hit his stream up and let him know what Hex is all about. Let me see if I can turn him up to see this. Later.
Yep. We're still live on YouTube, I think. Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a newcomer any longer. I'd say he's into the second phase of his Dlive experience, but he's being interviewed on the Chimay.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for watching, you guys.
They're all off now.
Yeah. Should I hit